What's this? Cess up. Get the DJ on.
Oh God, that didn't sound right at all.
Oh, it's the Lizard Man. Hooray! They see me streaming. That's not gonna become a thing.
All Scots are assholes, no exception.
Oh dear. Bananas are great. They're just great food. Her in the crotch. I don't mean to. She died how she lived. I really like Scots sausage.
What's rude about a body? Go into the ladies, alright? Don't go into the men's.
Thank you for the sub.
What's this? Cess up. Get the DJ on.
Oh God, that didn't sound right at all.
Oh, it's the Lizard Man. Hooray! They see me streaming. That's not gonna become a thing.
All Scots are assholes, no exception.
Oh dear. Bananas are great. They're just great food. That's horrible. I am hitting her in the crotch. I don't mean to. She died how she lived. I really like Scots sausage.
What's rude about a body? Go into the ladies, alright? Don't go into the men's.
Thank you for the sub. My name is Cressip and I'm here to say I have a banana every day.
Bloody love hash.
An absolute delight. Here we go again. My name is Cressip and I'm here to say I have a banana every day.
Hey, baby, you can be my Elaine anytime.
Oh, lovely stuff. Look at that, the camera's falling down just as I start this. Well, that's a great start to the stream, isn't it? Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you very much, by the way, for the follows to the Aoris. Thank you, Mikasa. Thank you so much for the sub as well, Summer. This is a live stream. It's happening both on YouTube and on Twitch. The VOD will be up on YouTube only. I will put the link for me YouTube in the chat there, in the Twitch chat. And very excited to be talking to the lovely Dave Gilbert today. And it's a bit of a different one because we're going to be speaking to him whilst I play his game, which requires even more technical abilities. But hopefully it will all work. The reason I'm doing it like this is because then the VOD is instantly up on YouTube. Hopefully it streams on both of them. Obviously, if it doesn't, if there's some technicality that happens halfway through, if the stream crashes or anything, I'll just update it again and I'll just upload the video. But hello everybody in the Twitch chat. Hello everybody watching on YouTube. What we're going to do is I have not played any of Old Skies. All I've done is play the demo of it, which was about a year ago. So excited really to like play the full game. I wanted to hold off from playing it because I thought it'd be nice to just like play it alongside Dave. There he is in the Twitch chat. Hello WadjetEye Games. Thank you so much for doing this, Dave. Now just be prepared, there will be some fiddling about with this because I'm doing it over Discord and it's a little bit fiddly. But yeah, essentially I'm sure some of you have already played or even finished Old Skies, and if you're like, what is Old Skies? It's a fantastic adventure game by Dave Gilbert, aka WadjetEye Games. You're here from the Wadjet Chord. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone for the Wadjet Chord. Thank you so much. I'm sure extra people will come in as it goes, as it is always the case. There's always a bit of delay and then people start streaming in. If you've got questions for Dave, who's going to pop up in a sec when I give him a call on Discord, please feel free to put them in the chat. I might miss them. I'm not ignoring it. I'm having to do a lot of things here, focusing on the interview and playing the game and on chat. So if it's something that's been missed, try and highlight if you can. That would be helpful. I don't know if you can do that on YouTube chat, but anyway. Hello Electric Dragon as well. So yeah, I'll load up the game and then let me go to the little game screen. I might need to move my green screen a little bit. Let's just check if that's all good, or do I need to move it slightly a little bit? But yeah, feel free to ask. Dave's monitoring the chat because he's a pro. So if you've got anything to ask him about the game, feel free to, just as I load this up. But we're basically just going to be playing probably about the first half, well, maybe first hour. We'll see how far we get into it, and Dave's going to be chatting about it. So if you've got any sort of things you want to ask about it, feel free to ask. I'm just going to check that the YouTube stream is at least working. Yes, it looks like it is. That's nice. Good stuff. So feel free to check out, say hello on YouTube as well. So Electric Dragon says, I'm in chapter 6 and can confirm fantasticness. Good to hear. Well, I'm very sure it's going to be a great game. The reason I haven't played it yet isn't because of that, but it's just because I wanted to hold off. And I also feel when streaming it, it's nice to play it when a few people have already played it, so it's not spoiling it too much. But we're not going to go too far into this. I imagine we're going to be yapping. So you can hear the game now. Let me just tab. There will be a fair bit of tabbing out at the beginning, so give me maybe like 10 seconds or something just to make sure I've got everything captured and all that. I've also been playing Rosewater recently. I'm going to start streaming that again at some point too. And let me just tab back into this. I finished the game a few days ago. Hello, Crisis. I think I pronounced it. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic game. Won't spoil. Yes, I will say that if you have not started the game or are wanting to start the game but haven't yet, do not worry. We are not going to be going into any kind of spoilers or anything like that. So I think I need to do window capture for this. So let me just do that. There we go. Lovely stuff. Yeah, so no spoilers, no spoilers. Right, let me get the lovely Dave up, who's waiting patiently on the Discord. Bless him. And so you will, Dave's going to be able to see the game and me playing it probably badly, let's face it. Let's do this. Hopefully this all works. Because I'm streaming to multiple outlets, I'm hoping it doesn't crash or anything, but fingers crossed it doesn't. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Hello. Now I'm going to pop you up on the thing because I just had your little face turned off on Twitch yet, just so it doesn't.
Little face, yes.
Your little face. I mean, yeah, just your normal size face. I don't mean anything by that. That's
My normal size face.
and there it is.
I see failed to start camera.
Yes, and that's because you can't see my video because of the annoying thing where if you use I can see you though, so don't worry. If you mean you.
Well, no, but I thought I could see your screen so I could see you play the game.
There we go. You should be able to see it now, hopefully. But I need to click on you. So you should be able to see it. And you should be able to see Dave. I think that is... I hope people can say that's what's going on in the chat, but I can see you and I can see the game, so that's a good start, I think.
I see the game and the chat,
yes.
But I'm not looking at... I've got Twitch like muted and minimized in another window. But I've got the Twitch chat open. So if you're writing to me on YouTube, I might not be seeing it, but Laura will.
I will see it because I've got another little function. We'll all go here. It's all happening, and it's totally professional.
Cosplay is nozzle. I need to tint myself green and just start bouncing around.
Thank you, by the way.
Myself from the neck down, and there we go.
You could do that if you want.
Oh yeah, I guess like that. The glasses and the headset. Okay, now I get it.
I figured that's I mean, I've limited knowledge of this, but yes. And thank you. Hello, Ruby, who's just raided the stream. Hello, welcome to the Raiders. You're just in time. We've all done with the technicalities now, and that's going to be the only technical issues throughout the whole stream for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
No worries there.
And so Dave is here. He is the creator of Old Skies. Thank you so much for joining, Dave.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
How have you been? I know it's been a long time coming. This, so it's exciting. It's here, and it's how are you? How's it all been?
I'm doing good. I'm definitely like
check-in.
I'm finally at like the it's like 4 or 5 years of my life, all kind of, fitting through this one pinhole that was launched, and so it's been a lot. Like it's just been like just pure like dopamine hit after dopamine hit. I've just been monitoring social media and all the reviews and everything, and I'm finally starting to crash. Like it's
I
like I'm
bet.
starting to come down off the high. So it's nice to just kind of do something chill like this. You know,
Yes.
that's nice.
This would be very chill. Let me just get back to the cursor. Right, so yeah, if anyone's, as we just go through this, obviously please no spoilers, but if you've got any general questions about the game, or you want to ask Dave about his process, anything like that, feel free, and we'll just kick off, shall we?
Let's kick off.
And if there's anything like the audio you want, if you know, if suddenly it's a bit too loud or you can't hear Dave, please just say in the chat. I will be monitoring it myself. But let's go. I'm excited.
So yeah, this is one of the last scenes, but it was one of the first scenes, but it was drawn probably last.
Oh,
which I
really?
find kind of funny.
Fia?
Yeah.
Fia, come in. Blast it. It can't end like this.
See,
Come on.
We're just getting the
Don't freak
director's
out.
commentary,
Think.
basically. This is what
You've
this is.
got this all under control.
It's my old broadcasting background.
Yeah,
Can't
I
have
love
dead
it.
air.
I love it.
Can't have dead air. Gotta keep talking.
Fia, what did you do?
Great opening.
Oh, thank you.
Brings us
I love
into
that.
the drama.
I love that Muppet graffiti that Ben drew.
Oh.
Nobody can like destroy a city wall like Ben Shamrock. It's just really,
And I've
really
got to
good at
say,
that.
the art in this, from what I've seen, even just from the screenshots, looks fantastic, and it's really vibrant
thank
and
you.
amazing.
Thank you. It was interesting going to such high resolution. It's like triple the size of Unavowed.
Yeah.
It's something we wanted to try, and I'm like, all right.
Right.
And meanwhile, we have a
Right.
game where the player
Finally.
character changes outfits like 7 or 8 times.
Sure.
So he might have regretted
Well,
that,
find
but
something to
he
do
did
with
an
it.
amazing job.
Right, so we've got the lovely Sally Beaumont. I could potentially, I could move Dave on top of me potentially, so to speak. But I think just for
Context, Laura.
Sorry. So I
Sorry.
I don't know what people think, if they want Dave on this like right hand side, or if it's all right. Occasionally, obviously, there's going to be objects in the way wherever we are. That's just how it works. But people, if people are happy with it like this, that's fine, because obviously we're going to have the character move around anyway. Right?
Oh, yeah, I'm covering Fia, aren't I? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
just looked at the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, people understand what's going on. Sally Beaumont, am I correct, plays Fia,
That is correct. That is correct.
who is a fantastic voice actor, played lots of fantastic adventure game parts. And was that a difficult choice to make? You must. I remember when you put out the casting call for this, actually, not just for her, but for all.
It was probably the easiest because I wrote the role for her.
Oh,
essentially,
amazing.
'cause, well, I don't know if you remember back in like 2019, there was a jam, the adventure jam that year.
Yeah.
I decided to enter anonymously just for fun, and it was called Old Skies, and it was about, a time traveler named Fia talking to someone named Nazo over a radio. It was a little 15-minute thing. It was done in 3D, of all things, using cheap or free assets from the Unity Asset Store. And Sally is the one who encouraged me to enter anonymously, because I was going through a lot of writer's block after Unavowed, trying to think of what I should do next. And so, just, I couldn't really tell anyone about it. So I'm like, all right, I guess you could be Fia, Sally, because I don't want to I want to keep the circle as small as possible.
Yeah.
But regardless, the project was fun to work on, and I enjoyed the character and sort of the world, and I kind of didn't want that to end, because I had fun working on it, so I expanded it into like a full thing. And it turned out to have a completely different backstory and everything, and it took a lot longer than I planned, but I always had Sally and Edwin in my head for the main characters, because they were in that jam game.
Yeah.
And so I wrote these characters with them in mind, and I'm really glad that they were able to do the role in the end, because I couldn't envision anyone else.
And I believe you got quite an uptake in general for the voice cast. Is that right?
uptick.
Uptake as in, sorry, not uptick. Uptake as in you got a lot of people applying for.
Oh,
I remember
actually,
seeing
no.
a tweet where. Oh no, am I
You're
thinking
right,
of something else?
But that was Nighthawks.
Right.
What happened with Nighthawks was that I did the open casting call, which was a huge mistake because we're making so much
That was
progress on
it,
this game.
yes.
We've gotten so far. I got like 4,000 auditions. It was
Oh my
insane.
God. Okay.
And after like nearly melting my brain going through them all, I ended up casting mostly actors that I've worked with before anyway. And so when the time came for Old Skies, I decided, well, I've worked with so many actors that I kind of kept it, like I just had a list of all the actors that I've worked with, and I just did the initial audition with just them. Because they're people I knew who I could trust. They're people I knew I've worked with them before.
Yeah.
So I knew what they could do. But if I needed something specific, like there's some roles in the game, like a elderly Asian woman, an older Black woman, an Indian woman, that isn't part of my regular, I don't want to use like a circle, my regular pool of actors that I've worked with before. Then I did like an open audition just for those roles. So that was pretty cool because I got to work with some actors that I never worked with before. But in general, for this game, I mostly work with actors I know. Like the guy playing the man at the bar, that's an actor named Andy Manjuk, who I've worked with many times. And the hologram, the one you're hovering over now, that's a cameo from Pushing Up Roses. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yes, I know her well, yes. She's great.
She just,
Well, I'm going to have to speak to her in that case. And hello, by the way, if you do want to talk and chat, feel free. Ilchi, I think that's how you pronounce it, says Solomon Galerni.
Is that Ivan? Artist Ivan? Because he goes by the name Ilchi on the social medias, so I don't know if that's you.
Ivan?
Are you Ivan Ivanov?
Says Solomon Galerni's my favourite dev for sure. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Do you know the story behind that name?
No, go on.
Oh, well, when I did the Jam game, I entered anonymously. Oh, hey, Ivan. Cool. I entered anonymously, and so I used the name Solomon Galerni. And Solomon because King David, King Solomon. And Galerni because Bert and Ernie.
Oh, my God. That's clever.
I thought that was hilarious at the time. So,
Were you like, I'm a genius?
I'm like, this is too clever. Too clever by half. No one's going to figure it out. Nobody did.
Well, now they will. You'll have to change it again, I'm afraid. Now
everybody knows. Now everybody knows.
Right, let's get into this. So here we are. We've got Fia.
Maybe it's not my place, sir, but that young lady seems to be eyeing you.
Hello, Roses.
Hi, Roses. What should we do? Let's maintain eye contact and say nothing.
I believe she is playing hard to get, sir.
Thank you. I wasn't sure.
Remember Ben spent ages on this scene because it was like the first scene of the game. So just the most simple animations, like him sitting, turning, like they're so
I'm
smooth.
New to town.
Because that was kind of his proof of concept.
Right.
I
see.
Alone?
Yeah.
What should I say? It's hard to say.
I suppose I am, for now. Nothing is really definite, as far as I'm concerned.
Love
it
Sally
always
Beaumont's
depends.
voice.
Depends. On
I basically heard it
ripples
in my head and in life for the last every day for the last 5 years. So
sorry, I must not be making any sense.
I'm sure in about a year, like her voice will
You're
leave my
talking
brain.
about time travel, right? You work for Chronozen?
Which sounds less creepy than it.
No,
is.
I understand what you mean.
Which is less creepy than it sounds, I should say.
Let's just talk about the whole concept of, let's go really vague here, and let's just talk about the whole idea of it being a time travel thing and where that sort of came from in the first instance. What made you decide to
sure. Well, I mentioned out of the Jam game, I nabbed a bunch of free or cheap assets from the Unity asset store. And one of the first things I added, I grabbed the city pack where I could like put together this city, kind of like Lego pieces, snap them together, and I have a city. And I downloaded this character model of this woman in this like very like futuristic outfit. And so I had her walk around the city, and I just kind of found that really funny. Just this futuristic lady walking around this modern city. I'm like, oh, maybe she's a time traveler. And since I had 2 weeks to make this jam game, I just went with that and made her a time traveler. And ended up coming up with this very bleak backstory about the future she's from, which didn't make it into this game. It's different here, but that's where like the idea of like a time travel story came from, and I just sort of expanded on it as I did the design.
And what was that like to implement, sort of story and puzzle wise? Because I imagine would that create some difficulties along the way, because all the kind of having to fit everything together and to make it all make sense time travel wise?
Time travel is not easy, I will say. There's a reason why one of the reasons why this game took so long, I believe you interviewed me once about this, Laura, like there was that I started the game at the beginning of 2020, and as we know, that was a wonderful year. And nothing bad happened.
Exactly, great year.
It was a terrible year, and it was very distracting. And so by like a year later, I realized like everything I was writing was just not good, and I burnt it to the ground and started over. And the one thing I did was that I made it more modular, like episodic. How each chapter you go to a different period of history to do a different thing, and so I was able to kind of keep it like it could get complicated, but it was within like a limitation. Like you're in this era within this set of locations, and it doesn't go beyond that, like at least not very far. And so I was able to kind of limit the scope. Like there was a lot of room for complexity within that scope. This is getting a little into the weeds, but I found that made it easier to avoid just completely going off the rails. And I always use the example of Back to the Future, how I think Back to the Future must have had the same mandate, because they never leave Hill Valley.
That's true.
It's always within that little town, and the stakes rarely expand beyond Marty and Doc and their immediate family. Even like the biggest thing that happens is like Biff becoming like the millionaire, but even that, the movie only shows how it affects Marty. For the most part, and so like the stakes rarely go beyond that, and so I think that gives the whole series a focus than it wouldn't have had otherwise. It prevented it from really going off the rails, and I don't know if that was their intention or if it just was a happy accident, but I noticed that like the stakes in this movie, like they could completely fail, nothing would change except their lives, and that was very smart of them. They were able to keep it very personal. Back to the future. Hey, James.
Hey, that's very good. Hey, James. How's it going?
Mr. Dual Names is here.
And now off he goes. Yeah, thank you for that, James. Excellent pun. And ARS, a great question. If you could go back in time, would you still make a game with time travel?
Well, it's funny. You ask anyone, like James or Ben or Sally or anyone, like a year ago, a year ago, I was like always like stressed out about the game and the project, and but now that it's out, and this always happens, like you kind of mentally edit out all the stress, and you're just sort of left with happy, rosy, nostalgic feelings. Like now I'm thinking, well, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, it took a long time, but there was always forward momentum. There was always progress. Like it flowed, even though it took a long time. But when you're in the thick of it, you're like, I hate this. I suck at this. This is terrible. This is going to be the game that breaks me, But would I go back in time and do it? Knowing what I know now, yes, because I think it's doing very well. People really
it worked out very well. Yeah.
So it worked out very well. Maybe I would go back in time and try to figure out ways to get it done faster.
Hindsight's a beautiful thing. But then you might not have come up with the same things that you come up here. So
no.
Right. Let's say you're a quick one.
You're pretty sharp. Was I that obvious?
I'm good at reading people. Part of being in sales.
That must be nice, knowing what you are.
You're saying you don't?
Yes and no. I may not even exist right now.
I'm not sure I understand.
Until I wrote this in 2020.
Seem real enough to me.
Were you feeling very existential at that point?
Like you just like wonder, you just like wonder what's real. Nothing seems real right now.
Yeah, it's wild that it was only 5 years ago, but yeah. And also, it isn't, but Crisis says, obviously very different style, much sillier humor, but my favorite childhood game was Day of the Tentacle. I agree. I love that game. Fantastic. And that obviously, yes, I agree. It's probably a bit goofier than this game, I imagine, but
a little bit. I think you can get away with a lot more when it's comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
But that game has a lot going on under the hood. The puzzles are so intricate. Everything's so interconnected. And that is another reason why I had to start this game over, because I was trying to do something very similar.
Right.
Have all these interconnected puzzles with all these different eras, and that broke my brain. Like I wasn't able to hold all that in my head. Because I had to like design all of it before you could start making it, and that's not how I typically do work. I like to prototype, see what works, get it in front of testers, get feedback, iterate, that kind of thing. And if you can't even, make a prototype without designing the whole thing first, then like that just didn't work. So I took a step back and did what I ended up doing.
And let's talk a bit about how it is, obviously I'm sure there will be some, jokes and humor, but it does take you to some very real, quite serious places. This I at least know from the kind of Steam page, it mentions like September the 11th and things like that. So obviously that must have been a big decision to include that kind of thing in the game, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know quite what made me decide, well, now is the time to do a 9/11 story. I mean, being a New Yorker, I mean, I don't live there anymore, but I still call myself a New Yorker. And having lived through 9/11, saw them. I didn't see them fall, but I did see them on fire. We were in a car, like driving over a bridge, and we saw it. Not a good day. But having gone through that, like it was a story that I felt uniquely qualified to tell.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that no one else could tell this story, but it wasn't really something that had been explored before, and it was nice to be able to kind of work through some of my thoughts and feelings about that day through, this game. I don't deal with it head on. It's more of a story that takes place, with that as a backdrop. Like you don't actually see the event itself. Yeah. I didn't go there, but it's just like, okay, this is about to happen, and we the players know it's about to happen. No one else does, and so it just gives it this sense of like overarching doom that it wouldn't have had otherwise. But I was able to it was very cathartic to be able to do that. So I'm very happy that I got to do that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that part, because I know it's had like a lot of people brought it as like I've had a good reaction to it, and I'm sure that's what kind of I imagine you putting it out there, we're kind of hoping that people would understand your viewpoint from it, and why you decided to include it. I'm sure they did.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty. I think most people know that I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably lived through that. Like it's not a secret where I'm from. So I think once people get to it, they'll see what I was trying to do.
By the way, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry that I have that alert on, so it might have come out there, but thank you for the 100 bits. And you were asking, Dave, you make fantastic games. Any chance of an unavowed sequel, Dave?
I mean, I won't rule it out.
Yeah.
It's just like I thought of making one. It seemed like the most logical thing to do. Obviously, you have a successful game, you want to cash in on it, do another one.
Yeah.
And I really tried.
So you were thinking of a sequel before?
I was thinking of it.
Okay,
I have like a half-assed prototype of something.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like I think I was very burnt out on Unavowed. I had spent 3 years. It seems quaint now. 3 whole years on that game versus 5 years on this. But my brain wasn't ready to go back there, and also I felt like as I was working on it, I really I couldn't deny that I'm just making this because there's a demand for it,
right? Yeah.
Rather than any real desire to do it, or out of any real stellar idea that I must get out there. And that's never a good reason to make anything. I mean, it's good from a business perspective, I guess, but I don't think I would have been very good if I had pushed forward making an Unavowed sequel. So I'm not going to rule it out. It's just I will only do it if I have a good idea,
No,
or if
I
I
think
feel it's a game worth making.
And I think that's what we all kind of expect the seal of quality from WadjetEye Games. We expect.
Oh, thank you. And it's one of the few games, or most of our games, like have a definite ending.
Sure.
Like these characters, there's nothing else you can do with these characters or the setting anymore. Unavowed is probably one of the rare exceptions because it's very set up to be an episodic thing, and it's like unlike let's say Blackwell or Primordia or some of the other games we've done or published, like there is an ending.
Yeah.
Like you cannot go farther than where that game ended. Unavowed, like they continue to go on and go on other adventures. So I could theoretically do it if I had something interesting in mind, which again I won't rule it out, but I haven't quite decided what I personally am going to do next. I know what WadjetEye as a company is doing next, but not me personally.
Okay.
I want to give myself time to figure that out.
What's WadjetEye doing next?
Oh well, Ben Chandler actually has he asked me last year if he wanted to write a game of his own.
Oh,
He wanted to
amazing.
actually write and design like a game of his own, and after over 13 years, I think, of working together, like he's more than earned that. So
Yeah.
I said, okay, yeah, and he's designed a very interesting world and a very interesting character, and it's slowly coming together. I mean, he hasn't been out very long, but I know that at the bare minimum, it will look fantastic.
Oh yeah, for
because
sure.
it's Ben Chandler. So bare minimum, it's going to look great.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help him out with the design and stuff when he has more to show. But the bits and pieces that he showed me, just even art wise, it's going to be an adventure game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just even art wise, it looks friggin' amazing. It just he's done some like art tricks. He's used the current it's still an alpha, the newest version of AGS 4.0, where you could do a lot more with raw drawing, and he's added a lot of really interesting effects to the game. So it's really cool. I can't wait to see more myself.
Amazing. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, a lot of excitement in the chat for that as well. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, we can't really give any more details yet,
Yeah, that's
obviously,
fine.
but when he did share some things on his blog, because he thinks really deeply about
Oh, I can
not
imagine
just
he
what
does.
not just what looks good, but also like what compromises he sometimes has to make
Yeah.
in the name of getting it done. Like that's also very important. Like he refuses to let perfect be the enemy of done, and I very much appreciate that.
Yeah, so check out his blog, I guess, if you want to get more information of that. Of course, as we mentioned, Nighthawks as well. That's in the pipeline too. So lots of
Oh
exciting
yeah, that's
stuff.
still in the works. Richard is beta testing that right now. So that is coming next. Yeah, that should be coming next.
Lovely stuff. Right, I'm going to say buy me a drink. Why not?
Am I real enough for you to buy me a drink?
I think I can manage that. 2 Weathered cocktails, please.
Right away.
Reference to Amy Wellard of Shardlight.
Of course. Love it. This is how I want drinks to appear to me in a bar. Let's. Right, so I'll ask his name first.
Like he could have made those glasses a lot fancier.
Yeah.
But since they have to animate and be picked up, and
Yeah.
he kept it simple. That's Ben knows. Oh,
He kept it quite
Well,
simple.
blasted.
Oh,
Could
he's
have waited for me
disappeared.
to finish my drink first.
life is a time
Do I have
travel.
another?
Another what? You haven't ordered anything yet, miss.
Right. Never mind.
I love
Excellent.
this scene so much. It's
Probably
just
for the
like,
best anyway.
Also, so you could tell it's sort of a lockdown themed game
Yeah.
where it's like, she as a time traveler, history is constantly changing around her, and like, so literally nothing matters to her.
Yeah.
It's like nothing
Oh,
seems to
Dave.
matter. So it's just like, yeah, like I realized later, I'm like, well, yeah, I wrote this during lockdown, can't you tell? or at least conceived of the idea during
Yeah.
lockdown.
And thank you very much for the follow super cameras too. I'm just going to turn off the emote wall because I realised I have that on for my normal Twitch chat. So you got a burst of
Emote
Alan.
wall?
Yeah, basically when someone follows, I get a little emote wall.
Hey,
It'll probably
baby,
come up
you
now.
can
Oh,
be my lady.
I'm not watching
There it
on
is,
Twitch.
there.
So. Yeah, it's always very funny when I'm watching a Twitch stream and they're in a
Yeah.
very emotional moment.
I know.
And then it activates like.
Exactly. Like there's suddenly some like alert.
Yeah.
Just going to remind myself, turn off the alerts, Laura. Right. Done all that. Let's go back into the thing. It should have. See, everyone's following now. Well, it shouldn't happen now. You were trying to trigger it, but it's turned off. But thank you very much for all the follows, everybody. And
Oh, wow.
thank you.
42 people are watching. Cool.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. And I think we've got a few on YouTube as well. And thank you to Nikki for the sub. You missed your chance, see? Right. I love this, by the way. I love this as like the sort of little hub
Oh, yeah.
world.
Yeah, I love the way that one turned out.
Yeah.
Especially like the parallaxing. And we just love the mix guy. That's the name of the hologram bartender. Because we decided to make the hologram bartender a non-binary hologram named Mix, which just is a dad joke for non-binaries, which I appreciate.
I enjoyed it a lot. It is a fantastic fun name. Right, so let's move to the HQ.
Hey, Nozzo, you there?
Hi, Fia. What's up?
Nothing at all. Any clients on the roster tonight?
Oh,
Isn't this your night off?
Sally.
Yeah, can't be bothered.
Right, I get you. I've got a nostalgia tourist on the waiting list. He wants to revisit one of his old student haunts.
I see. Babysitting duty. My absolute fave.
Be nice. He paid a lot of money. Clients like him keep the lights on.
I know.
So, you interested?
Sure, sounds nice and simple. I could
Yes.
use one of those.
Yes.
Okay, I'll prep the client. See you soon, Fia.
Refusal
Yeah,
of the
see
call,
you soon.
which doesn't last very long.
Hey, Duffy.
Thea, didn't expect to see you tonight.
Well,
It's
you
ain't
know,
gone far.
chrono
Oh,
adjustment. Derailed all my
excellent.
evening
Always love him
plans.
in a WadjetEye game.
Oof, yeah.
Well,
been
he's
there.
always,
I know how
he's
it
pretty
feels.
much in.
You're doing
If
the
I
right
write a
thing.
game, Abe is in it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the rule.
And
That's
there's
my
a
role.
reason, because he's fantastic.
Oh, he's great. He's one of my oldest friends, too. So.
And is this his main character? Is he playing any other characters? Or
Yeah, he's playing another character.
yeah, I thought so. Orthogonal Caster says, I love that you had to come up with a full name for Nozzo after the short one was thought of.
Originally, I thought like Nazarelli was like a brand of car or something, like, and that was going to be a reference. But no, that's just his name.
Love it. I'm just going to go down the real pessimist route here and just say I've nothing else to do.
Well, it's not like I had anything else to do tonight.
Still, it's just like I taught you way back when. Focusing on a job. It's the best way to get through the timeline malaise.
Oh, you think I'm malaised, do you?
Who, me? Well, I try not to think at all. Better that way. Anyway, say hi to Nozzo for me and break a leg out then.
Yeah, see you later.
Right, let's go.
Better get dressed for work.
I don't know
Love
why
it.
I never bothered. I don't know why I never had him walk between the two yellow lines.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why I did that.
Welcome, Fia Quinn.
He should walk between the lines. Oh, well, he's a rebel. That's the kind of guy.
Oh, love this,
I
by
love
the
this
way.
guy. Oh, thank you. That's all Ben.
Beautiful.
That took him like, yeah, he put a lot of, did that for several days.
I think it's on the Steam page. It's just like really stands out as such an amazing like screenshot, just like her jumping into that.
Who voices your character? You mean the player character? That's Sally Beaumont. The door. The door is voiced by me. Because I'm adorable.
Nozzo, you read?
Dave.
Loud and clear. You made it in one piece?
All bits present and accounted for. Rough spot for a landing point, though.
Well, it's isolated, open to the sky, and close to the client's desired goal.
First pigeons on
As far as the press is
almost
concerned,
20 years of
it's perfect.
making games set in
Speaking
New York,
of,
and I
I'm
never
about
had
to set it
pigeons
through.
before.
You'd better get clear.
Righto.
Love it.
Timefall successful. I see him.
How is he?
He's fine. The cranial
Hello,
shielding did its
Puzzlex
job.
51.
You'd better go check on him.
Yes. Hello, Puzzle. Hello, Nikki as well. Hello, everybody. As I
Is it
said,
Puzzlex or Puzzlex?
Puzzlex. I'm not sure.
Puzzlex.
Puzzlex or Puzzlex? Let us know. I always just say puzzle. I'm too lazy. If you've got any questions for Dave about the game or in general, feel free to pop them in chat. And Dave is very kindly also monitoring chat so he can catch them out. Or if I see anything, I'll ask him as well. But yeah, any questions? I know lots of you have already played this or are in the middle of playing. We're probably only going to do about an hour or so of this, so we won't do any spoilers or anything. But any questions, drop them in. And yes, it is Sally Beaumont, Nikki. Yeah, we're big fans of her on the stream. We've had her on before, and she's a good laugh.
She's a good laugh.
She's a good laugh.
She's very fun. She's very funny. Sally's very funny.
She's a good laugh and a lovely person, I should also say. Not just...
No, she put in more effort into Fia than like almost any actor I've ever worked with, because she just she was involved from the very beginning, even during the Jam game, but also she was a sounding board for a lot of the process.
Yeah.
We just talked about it
amazing.
a lot. Maybe a little too much. Apologies, Sally, if you're watching this. But she was great. No, there would be no Fia without Sally. So I was very, very happy to work with her.
And hello to the lovely Ivy
Hey,
Dippler.
Ivy. Hello, Ivy Dippler.
Hello, Ivy. How are you doing? Dove Mitten says, how do time traveling mechanics mix with AGS? Because I tend to think of the engine as very limiting to creative ideas.
Not really. I mean, it's you could do anything you want with AGS. I don't know. It's not really limiting at all. It's just, I mean, it's limited in terms of like it's really good at creating these types of games. You know, old, classic style point and click adventure.
That's what it's
games.
made
Really, yeah, it's literally made to do this one type of game.
Yeah, and it does it well.
Yeah, and it does it well. And if you want to make this type of game, you can pretty much do that. Old Skies, like the time traveling mechanics, is just whatever I program into it. It's not like, I mean, she's not literally time traveling. Obviously, it's not like AGS can't handle time travel. It's just some of the puzzles are a little more complex.
Yeah.
But AGS can handle it. It's just what. I mean, you can do pretty much anything you want in AGS within reason. It's just, this is the type of game it's good at making. This is what it was made for. So, it didn't conflict with AGS at all. The only conflicts we had was that when we first started making it, like AGS did not handle the high resolution graphics well. There was a lot of slowdowns, a lot of out of memory issues, because issues that were never a problem when AGS was first made.
Right.
When they didn't expect any game to be higher than
this is
640 pixels by 480.
This is a 4 gigabyte game as well, Dave.
Yeah, and the resolution
big for an
is
adventure game.
It's 1080, 1980p. It's like so it's not 4K, but it's the step below that, and stuff that if there was a long animation that plays, normally that wouldn't have been an issue in earlier, with a smaller resolution game, but AGS does not handle memory very well.
Yeah.
But since everything was very small, it never mattered. But now that everything was big, it suddenly became a problem, and so the current dev team helped me out so much in fixing and repairing all the issues that AGS had. Stuff like that AGS shouldn't have been done that way in the first place.
Right, yeah.
It's just the problems were never caught.
Yeah.
Just the problems were never caught because no one had ever encountered those problems until some idiot decided to make a game in HD.
Dave, surely not. And also
that idiot is Ben. He's the one who decided to do. So if any problems, you can blame him. It was his idea. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben, for doing a fantastic job, and it looks great. Well done. Orthogonal Caster says, James made Until I Have You in AGS. It can do with other things other than
platformer. Yeah, he's
so true.
James does the most insane things with AGS that I blows my mind what he can do with this engine.
Right, let's check out. We've probably left this guy long enough. Let's check
Dr.
him.
Anderson?
Ivy, did you move to my old neighborhood yet?
That was something. Oh, you're Fia, is that right?
That's
that
Mike
I am.
Pollock,
Welcome to
doing the voice
2024.
of,
2024. So, this is real. I'm really here.
That you are.
Good old
You know
2024.
this place? It's the old secret
Yeah,
center.
when I wrote this in 2020, I thought
Or
it
should I
would be
say
out
that
by
it
then.
will be a new secret center?
If you like. Whatever helps you make sense of it. Now go
I was
local,
tempting
and
fate.
we'll be on our way.
Love this animation, by the way. It's
Oh,
great.
yeah. I've been waiting for this.
Ivy and her partner just moved to the neighborhood that I left.
Oh,
Perfect.
amazing.
Now let's go.
Yeah.
The silver flare isn't far.
Missed it by that much.
Oh,
Dr. Anderson,
Huh?
I need to take point. It's for your own protection.
Really? But I lived here. You didn't.
I have been fully briefed. I know the way.
Okay, I get it. Don't mess with the
Love how
designated
they
driver and all.
gesture and stuff
Yeah.
while they
After
talk.
you, Agent Quinn.
That's
it's very smooth.
that still just looks like magic to me.
Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic, and it works really well against the backdrop as well. Thank you for the follow, Grandpa Bob Story Hour. Appreciate it. Henkross says, I tried to make a game with high resolution in AGS in the early 2000s. Want to remember that the hotspots got weird. You really had to click the exact right pixel. I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine that being a bit of a pain. Right, so here's our client, Joe Anderson. Let's have a little chat with him.
Dr. Anderson,
What's up?
You did fall on your head there, so.
are you sure you're all right?
Just hungry. Let's get going.
So, that clothing you're wearing,
Pretty perfect, huh? Figured I should blend in.
blend in?
I look like just another student, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes, you look like any other student from this time period.
Ha! Lady, I was joking. I know what I look like, but trust me, nobody around here cares. That's New York in the 20s for you. I just wanted to indulge. That's okay, right?
That is why we are here.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you for the bits again. You by the way, Lick My Hadron, it's very kind that you give bits, and that's very nice, but you don't have to do that if you want to ask. If you just want to ask a question, you can. I appreciate the bits, but you don't have to if you think you have to do that to ask a question. But it's nice, thank you. Dave, have you ever thought about using timed dialogue choices like in Telltale games? Ooh.
I mean, yes, it's just a bit of a pain to put together.
Yeah.
AGS could do it, but I'd have to make a whole bespoke dialogue system, which I don't really.
I guess the question
I mean,
would be
I could
why.
do it. Oh, why?
Yeah, as in like why would you implement that? I suppose just to.
I mean, if I think like with Telltale, I think one thing it does, it keeps it moving.
Yeah. It makes sense for
and
that story, I guess.
And it keeps, like, if you're faced with an intense situation, making a split choice, like it really gives you, it puts you in that position where you have to make a decision right away.
Yeah.
You can't just stop and think about it, and the way it forces you to just make a snap decision or no decision at all is cool. It works, but I haven't found a need to do that in my work yet.
That's a good point. Rosewater does have some timed dialogues. Hello to Blex.
Oh, cool.
Blex TV, who says, not a question, rather an observation. I love how you bring the different characters to life, Dave. It demonstrates a deep understanding of human nature and empathy to write characters like that. The dynamic between Joey and Lauren in Blackwell Bound was the first time I noticed this. I'm a big fan. Thank you for your games. That's very nice of you, Blex.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing that one, and it's sort of funny because I kind of pulled Blackwell and Bound out of my butt because I had no money to work with, and I needed to get a game done really quickly to start bringing money in, and I threw together that game in 3.5 months on a ridiculously cheap budget, and yet it somehow became the fan favorite. There was a lesson there somewhere. But I'm always amazed how people just loved Lauren. She just the stars aligned just right, and that actress also was just an amazing find.
Yeah.
And so it just turned into the fan favorite. But it was done so quickly and so cheaply. It's kind of amazing that happened. So I'm always very amused by that and grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah. Blue says, hi Dave, I watched your recent talk at Reboot. Of course, you were just at Reboot, weren't you? And enjoyed it. What was your talk? And tell us more about Reboot.
It was a slightly it was an updated talk of updated version of a talk I gave at Adventure X.
Oh, okay.
And it was similar to the talk I gave at the fanfare, which was just about what I called engineering empathy, which is how to create a personal connection with your game and how to like extend that personal connection to the audience. So that was very nice. It was because the last time I gave that talk, it was only a half hour, so I got to expand it to a full hour. So that was cool.
And fingers crossed. I don't know if it is definitely going ahead. Do you think you'll be coming across to Adventure X again this year?
Oh, I plan on it. Yeah, no question. There hasn't been submissions for talks yet.
No.
But, I would love to give a postmortem on this game or anything. I'm always happy to talk at Adventure X.
Yeah.
Like I love Adventure X.
Well, we love having you talk, so fingers crossed.
To the Silver Flare, then?
My
Let's go.
growling stomach says yes.
Well, blast it.
Is there a problem?
Nothing we can't handle. Agents like myself are equipped with a multi-tool for just this
Sally's
reason.
voice saying
Oh, is that
blast
right?
it in my head
Yes.
for
Is
years.
there something wrong?
Oh, no problem at all.
And now you stream sometimes on Twitch yourself, don't you?
Once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
because sometimes, like usually when I have a lot of art assets to import,
Yeah.
like if I go on a vacation, because Benny would usually send me something every day, and then if I go away for a while or I don't import his art for a while, a lot of stuff would build up, and that's usually a good time to do a stream, because I find if I'm doing like coding and programming or design work, I can't have people watching me. It's too nerve-wracking.
I get that, yeah.
But importing art is usually simple most of the time, and so I'm able to kind of just split my focus while doing that, while being on stream. So I didn't do it often, maybe once every couple of months. But now I obviously have no game to work on, so I haven't done it in a while. So hopefully one day I'll do it again. Maybe I'll have to start playing games on Twitch, like some kind of streamer.
What?
I don't know.
Some
I know.
kind of loser.
Some kind of. No, I didn't say loser.
No, I know. I'm
didn't
just
say
saying that myself. No, I know you wouldn't say that, Dave. Dave's like, I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Gasp.
Right.
Oh yeah, sometimes I do the voiceover editing stream as well.
And we should say, obviously, if people wonder what it is, it's WadjetEye Games, isn't it? That's what it
Yeah,
is.
WadjetEye Games is named. So I will type hello in the chat so you know what my
lost it.
name is.
Got everything under control?
Yes. Just need to touch base with my handler. Won't be a tick.
Won't be a tick.
Nozzo.
Yeah.
Hi, Fia. By the way, how's that new sub-vocalization module working?
Tickles the larynx a bit, but I'm getting used to it.
Good. That means it's working.
What is a Wadjet?
Anyway, what's up?
WadjetEye is the Egyptian Eye of Horus. I used to be really into Egyptology when I was a kid.
Are you still?
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of them, but I still love those stories. Then my daughter is going to be studying that in sort of social studies class this week. So,
Aww.
I told her if she ever finds the WadjetEye in one of her textbooks, she'll have to say something.
And Grandpa Bob's Story Hour says, I enjoy watching people panic when playing with timers, but for myself, I really appreciate not having them or an option to turn them off, as I need the extra time to process what's going on. ADHD, inattentive type. I can understand that.
Yep.
Totally. Yeah. And I think
Well,
I
play a
agree.
game to relax as well.
Yeah. And I understand I guess it totally makes sense in that story where you are trying to rush people along and they've got to think quickly. But for things like this, you're enjoying the story.
Anubis gates are still being referenced. Yes. Yeah.
There's no keyhole on this door.
There isn't?
No.
Oh, must be padlocked from the outside.
Didn't they think to check that before choosing this landing point?
Do they ever?
Someone gifted me a sub.
Don't
That's
worry.
very kind.
I'll figure this out.
Thank you,
They always
Orthagocaster.
do.
There you go. You're a sub now. Dave, now you can play to your heart's
Yay.
content with the emotes.
Yay! Oh,
Woo.
whoops! Yeah, I just pressed the thank you button and it just said thank you for the gift sub. So there's like emotes here.
Yeah.
Oh, press up emotes. So I can type with your face.
You
That's
can if you want. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Right. You need to get some of yours.
I admit, it is
You don't do it often enough
No,
to,
I
like,
know, yeah.
to bother
Oh.
learning all there
speaking
is
with
to
you
know.
without moving on my lips or
Like, you have
making
a
any
really cool
sound.
transition. I
I get
noticed,
it.
like with the
Oh,
little
yeah.
Can't deny it's
smiley
useful.
faces. That
Besides,
was
the
really
grass
neat.
is
I
this.
don't know how to do that.
Well, I
Well, Nikki
insist on
did
a
that
softer
for me.
landing point next time.
Do you use
That's
OBS to?
Yes.
As long as you do it.
Okay, so I didn't know OBS could do that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things OBS could do, and to be honest, I don't really know how enough either. It's all of this stream is very much cobbled together, but it kind of works, and that's the main thing. It's like from doing it, because I started doing this in 2020 as well, so it's kind of from that basis, and then I've just
Imagine a lot of people did.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Stand by.
Stand by, Nozzo.
I'll be here.
Old Clive. Who is Old Clive? That's what I want to know. Let's have a little chat with our friend.
Dr. Anderson?
What's up?
So, this is a bit awkward.
Can't get the door open?
I'm afraid not. We try to plan for everything, but
No battle plan survives first contact with the enemy, huh?
something like that.
Well, look, I think I can give you a boost over. You know, if you want. You'll need to open the door from the outside to get me out, but you can manage that, right?
All right, nothing for it. Boost me over.
Man, does this take me back.
Everything okay?
I'm fine. Nobody's giving me a second look.
And the client?
I'll check.
Right, presumably. And I guess tell me a bit about, you know, how you decided the sort of interface for this, because it's very clean, it's very simple. It's obviously,
thank you.
Yeah, you talk, you can.
Well, funny enough, the like hover description stuff was I used that in Unavowed, and that was actually taken from a game called Stasis, by Chris Bischoff. I forget his company name.
Oh yes. Bone Totem, Stasis Bone Totem.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I played Stasis and I really liked that idea.
Yeah.
And with Unavowed, since the player character doesn't speak, or at least isn't voiced, I thought that was a good workaround. But I really ended up liking how efficient it made things.
Yeah.
So you don't have to both interact and look at things, because as Francisco gave a talk later about at Adventure X, he just go, no one ever left clicks, no one ever does, and he's right. Like that is one reason why I like this system. It's just you can hover over something and get the description, and you can sort of like get everything you need just by moving the mouse around the screen, and it's very efficient and very quick, and the cursor changes if you can interact with it.
Yeah.
So it removed some of like the main obstacles of not obstacles, but some of the main like speed bumps in terms of like enjoying the game, because I always try to like remove as many obstacles to fun or to like interaction as possible.
Yeah.
I want you to be doing things, not just reading things. So this worked out well. I went back and forth about it, because in Unavowed it felt more appropriate because the main character doesn't talk, but in this game she does talk, and so I wondered if it was necessary to do this.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I was like halfway through the game and halfway through finishing, and Fia already had like more lines than all of Rosewood Blackwell put together. So I figured, you know what, it's fine. He talks enough, it'll be fine. And so some people think it's weird, but they get used to it very quickly. It's not a very hard system to grasp.
Is this your longest game, do you think, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are some chapters in this game that are about as long as like an average Blackwell game.
Wow. Okay.
It got long. It ran away with me. In hindsight, I maybe could have done it episodically, released it chapter by chapter.
Ooh, would you ever think of doing that?
Well, I thought of it, because the chapters are very standalone. But I don't know. I kind of liked it as one self-contained thing, because there is a theme and a story arc that pervades through the whole thing, and it's nice to have that all in one product rather than have it split apart. And honestly, like Blackwell is always sold better as a bundle.
Yeah.
As all 5 games in a bundle than it
I
ever
see.
did as individual games. So I decided to just push forward and get it done before releasing it, even though it ended up taking so much longer than I thought.
Now you can have a break now, Dave. You can.
I can
Well,
show.
also,
Yes.
you were right about the lock.
Yes. Cheers.
I usually am.
What do we do?
We show the brass how resourceful we can be.
Hurrah! The chance to prove ourselves. Again. Does the historical
buddy.
record still contain an archive
Okay,
of old
staring
lock
at me.
combinations?
It contains an archive of
What's
just
that? You wanna
about
come say hi?
anything. You just
Really?
need the brand name. Is there a brand name written on the lock?
Yeah,
Yes.
He's looking at me like,
Rastar.
what the hell?
Then you should have everything you need.
Right. And so yeah, you've got this kind of notes element as well. To kind of search
Yeah.
through things.
It was a weird system because I wanted. I knew that like it would probably go to consoles, and typing on a console is never fun. But at the same time, I wanted it to be somewhat interactive, so I came up with this. Like as you get more search queries, you'll see kind of what I did to make it more interactive. Because you could like build, you could like get first names and last names and build them together and raster.
We're talking files, Korean lockers, manufacturing. There's lots of Facebook.
Trollgate reference, very well spotted, Electro Dragon.
Yeah, listen, we've got some real geniuses in the chat here. There's some experts in the chat.
I put a number of them in because they time travel. I could throw in little references to other games here and there, and that was kind of nice. Like stuff that
That's the fun of doing that kind of stuff, isn't it?
Like if you're a longtime fan, if you played other games, you'll get it and you think it's fun and you think it's cool. But if this is your first WadjetEye game, then you won't notice you missed anything.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
Timeline impact medium. Okay. All right. Aha. To receive a combination, please provide the serial number found on the back of the lock. Make a request. You'll receive 4 to 6 weeks. If you require immediate assistance, you may submit the serial number below. Right. Okay.
Hey Noz, can you fill the serial number in on your end?
I would, but I don't know what it is. Sorry.
Just thought I'd check. Right, so let's check on the back of the lock.
Oh, blast it. Nothing's ever easy, is it?
Right, okay. Let's go back. Toast Monster says, this is the lock-picking lawyer. And what I have for you today is this combination lock made by Rasta. Yes. Right, so let's have a little look around.
I've never been one for watching sport. Not because I have an aversion to it. It's just hard to know who to root for when time's in regular flux.
That is a fair point. Let's go to our little weather-worn rag here.
Nozzo, what's the timeline importance ranking of this old rag?
I think it's safe to assume quite low.
Let's test that, shall we?
So it's basically the showing the rule. Yes,
So,
you can
any
pick things up,
ripples?
and
Yeah.
it won't
No
wreck it.
fear, the timeline did not change because you picked up a rag. If there are any ripples to be concerned about, I'll ping you. So feel free to grab as much trash off the street as you want.
You're too good to me, Noz.
I know.
They've got a good dynamic, those two.
I love them. I love them both. I wish I could have, because Sally being in England,
Yeah.
Edwin being in Australia, and me being on the east coast of the U.S., it was just impossible
I
to
was
get
going to ask
all of
about
us.
that.
Yeah, because normally when I record with Edwin, it would have been like 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, my time, and that's really early for him. That's like, like 5 or 6. That's like 5 or 6 in the morning for him.
Yeah.
And I can't go much later. Like and so, and Sally is 5 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
So that was, I don't know how we would have made that work. So we just never tried, which is a shame. I would have loved to have them both like bounce off of each other during the recording sessions, but didn't get a chance to.
Well, the good thing is you can't really tell they do. They're just that good.
Yeah, well they're just both that good.
Yeah.
Troll
I mean,
game.
what tends to happen is that,
I
like,
remember this film. It's a classic.
after a while, I
Haven't come
kind of
out
like
in your
will
win
talk
yet,
like
so
them a
don't
little
spoil
bit.
it for
Maybe
anyone.
not
I was a
talk
kid,
like them.
Nos.
You don't want
I
me to
imagine
try
his
to do
chrono shifted
his
into an
accent.
entirely different
But
movie by now.
they also know each other pretty well, so they
Yeah.
can envision each other.
Right.
And they just take a lot of inspiration from the city
The
of New
multi-tool
York.
can
The Blackwell
transform
Games
in-
all took those sort of shows.
Oh, what was that? Sorry. What
Are
did
you
say?
from New York, and can you talk about what the city means to you? Ooh, all right. How much time? How much time do you have? I am from New York. We moved away last summer. We're living in the Philly suburbs now, but I lived in New York pretty much my whole life. Grew up on Long Island. Went to university in Boston, but after that, I lived in Manhattan and Brooklyn for, gosh, almost 25 years. So I've been at least in New York State almost my whole life, and yeah, I mean the city means a lot to me. It's my home.
It's too dry.
There's just a lot of there's a lot there that I love, and I think with the games I make, I talked earlier about building an emotional connection with what you make, and since I have an emotional connection with the city, I can kind of like create that a lot of that groundwork is kind of done for me. If you play the Blackwell games, it's no coincidence that a lot of the locations are like within 5 blocks of where I lived.
Sure.
And so, because I have a real emotional connection to a lot of those places. You had like Washington Square Park and Grace Church and the Minetta Tavern and Unavowed, like you actually go to my neighborhood in Brooklyn and stuff like that. So because those places are special to me, I can imbue that feeling into the locations in the game, and I think the players can sort of feel a bit of that, and I think that does a bit of legwork to like get the audience invested as well. It's all like black magic and esoteric and weirdness, but I do draw a lot of inspiration from New York, if only because like I can envision the characters there because I can envision myself there.
And also,
like this neighborhood that she is in right now is my old neighborhood in New York. She's in the East Village right now.
And also, I feel like it does, you know, New York is such a, I mean, you know, as 30-Year Gamer says here, was it 30-Year Gamer said it? No, someone said about it being kind of a, oh yeah, New York really feels like a character of its own, yeah, or Thakanor Caster says, and yeah, which is, you know, perfect for a game, really, for a game save.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I should at least check on the client.
Right,
before
fine, we'll check on the
wandering
client. If we have to. Right, so we've got our rag. What else can we do here? Can we do something with the lock?
It's locked with.
Sounds like we need to make you move so you can get new material in your games.
Well, I'm in the Philly suburbs now.
Yeah.
So, but
is that where the next thing's going to be?
I mean, everyone asks that.
Is
Is your
there a
next
serial
game
number
going to be in Philly? I don't live in Philly. I live in
Yeah.
the suburbs. But I moved to New York in '99, and I didn't write my first New York game until '06. So it took me
I've
a
never done
while
one.
to like get that familiarity with the city.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like, but I'm still I'm
see
very
no-
much a New Yorker. So I see no reason why to stop.
Yeah. I did my own little Blackwell tour when I went to New York a couple of years ago. Did you, Electric Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us more about that. That's, you see, this is what you could be doing, Dave. You could be doing official, not unofficial. That wouldn't make sense. But
Blackwell tour. I always do get a kick out of that when I see people post pictures of like, you know, the Minetta Tavern or Washington Square or the Astor Place Cube or Tompkins Square or wherever. I just think that's really cool.
Dr. Anderson, you all right in there?
Hey, I'm doing great. Don't worry about me.
Worrying about you is our literal job.
All part of the service package, huh? Well, worry not. I'm enjoying myself immensely.
You're enjoying yourself.
We used to come here, you know? Some friends and I from class. We'd sneak in with some beers and, well, you can imagine.
How did you and your friends get inside?
I don't know the combination to that lock, if that's what you're getting at. Back in the day, we all climbed over.
You climbed? How?
We were young, and some of us did actual sports. They helped the nerds like me. Youth may be wasted on the young, but it does have its advantages.
Look, it's the Unavowed Cube, yes.
A bit of a rebel, were you?
Rebel. We were just drinking beer below the legal age, but it was fun, and we did feel pretty cool doing it. So, sure, let's go with Rebel.
Are you sure you're
I
okay?
did put up some kind of wall
Get
hanging
hungry,
behind me.
but
It's
that's
just,
fine.
This
It'll
isn't the
only make
best
my nose and
backdrop.
silver flare even better. So
This
you go do
painted-
what you need to do.
This is door behind me that
I'm
doesn't
gonna
open.
leave. I'll find a.
And,
Take your time. God, I wish I
I
could
decided I wanted
remember
my
the
desk
name.
facing the room instead of the wall, which means that whenever I'm on camera like this, the
Yeah.
camera is facing this instead of
there's a
like
time-
the room, which is a little nicer. So I need to get some kind of wall hanging or something to put up there.
That's why I've got the green screen, because my room is a mess. So I just have that.
Ooh, green screen. That's an interesting idea.
Depends what you're using it for, I guess. Right. What am I supposed to be doing here? I feel like I've got to get something to rub
Well,
on this lock.
she wouldn't leave until you spoke to the client. So now you've spoken to
No,
the
it's
client.
supposed to go- Right, great. Good. Chetty's okay. Although, no
Nozzo,
surprises.
you're
He might
keeping
not
an eye
be
on Dr.
later.
Anderson, yeah?
I'm monitoring him through his PFE. He's fine, for now. But I don't think the press will like that you're leaving him alone.
Buses are Grace Church,
Probably,
Bowling Green
but they'll
Station,
likely
Astor
funding his
Place,
deposit
Didn't
fee.
Roosevelt Island
Donuts.
Heights.
No doubt.
Yep.
Okay, I'll leave you to
That's
it.
a reference.
Update me when you can.
Right, lovely stuff.
Ben always throws in references that I just like. I have no idea what they are until years later.
I don't. Yeah, you can. As long as it's only chapter 1, I think that's all right. As a spoiler, I have played this demo, so I don't know if that's all of chapter 1 or. Yeah, no, nothing past that.
The demo is mostly chapter 1.
Yeah,
so you played this
so
already.
I have.
You played this bit already.
Yeah, quite. In my defense, a while ago now, but.
Okay.
But
Were you all inspired by Quantum Leap and Dr. Sam Beckett's interactions? Well, yeah. I mean, I think every time, pretty much. I mean, that's like the Joey Rosa relationship. That's the Fia Nazo relationship. Like, yeah.
No, it's all mucky. Ugh.
Quantum
Good
Leap's
thing my
definitely an
seat is
inspiration.
self-cleaning.
and hello
Came
to
from a country
Nettie.
where I always think I kind of missed out on secret underage drinking, but I got carded in New York City on a holiday when trying to write beer when I was 25. It's always they carded me. They sometimes still card me. And
What?
you reach a certain thank you, Laura. Thank you. But yeah, sometimes you
come
reach
on.
a certain point where you're like, sure, I'll show you my ID. Like then it becomes flattering instead
Yeah.
of annoying. You're like, okay, sure.
Yeah, all right.
Just ignore this gray in my hair. Sure, no problem.
Yeah, hi Raiders. Thank you very much for the raid, Nettie. Nettie, I believe you've either completed this or nearly completed this. I know you've been streaming it and enjoying it. So welcome on in. I got carded last year buying a bottle of alcohol for my mum's birthday. Legal drinking age 18, me 34. Oh my goodness. Yep, you played the game last week. Yeah, I know you've been enjoying it on stream. So thank you very much for the raid.
If you press the H button, it shows you hotspots.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's helpful as well. Thank you.
That's a tutorial that happens a little later.
Okay.
But
Yes, I have seen that bit. So yeah, you're not no spoils there, but feel free to answer away, Dave, on that one.
what drove me to add that in? I mean, he was sympathetic and he was
There we
unarmed,
go.
but he wasn't
You getting this,
exactly
Nozzo?
innocent.
I got it for you.
So I don't know how to answer that question. I thought of making it a choice, like the player could like choose to not do it, but I couldn't think of any scenario where that would be justified. I couldn't imagine a scenario where A, Thea would agree to it because she knows what's at stake, or B, where she wouldn't like get fired on the spot for like letting him run around. Because it's like I always thought of it like the way these time travel clients work. I always thought of it as like how Richard Garriott paid a lot of money to go up to space.
Sure.
Like you're gonna take care of him, and you're gonna make sure he has a good time and he's safe. But if he goes up there and starts smashing things and starts, going crazy, you're going to put him down. Like, you're going to stop him, and that's pretty much what Joe Anderson did, is that he proved he couldn't be trusted because he ran away and did these things. He proved he couldn't be trusted. And there was no way to bring him back to the future with you because he removed his PFE and broke it. So what else could they do? Mm-hmm. There was no, there was no real other option. I couldn't really I thought of saying, "Oh, Fia would let him go," but there's no way. Like, there's no way they wouldn't let him run around because he's already proven he couldn't be trusted. So that was my thought process. So I didn't really think of it as being. Yeah, that was my thought process.
And it also adds a lot of drama into the scene. You know, it's quite, you know, it definitely brings you back into the next chapter.
Yeah.
I once got carded in New Orleans 2 years ago, and I was 37. Good. Hello, Avashan.
Well, the bartenders were probably drunk there also.
Yeah.
Assuming you were on, if you were on Bourbon Street, then like everyone there is drunk anyway. So.
You remember the serial number, Nozzo?
Yeah, I remember.
Thank you, Dr. Butt Doctor. Dr. Butt Doctor.
Great name.
This was a Target. A New Orleans in Target. A Target New Orleans and you got carded. That's funny.
Being carded is not a thing in Greece. No, I can, having been to Greece, yeah. Right, here we go. 32424. Right, everyone remember this.
You don't have to. Remember this.
I did wonder. I was like, will I have to remember it or not? Thank you.
I'm thinking of you.
Thank you for those of us with short attention spans. I appreciate that.
Oh, hey, you did it.
That I did.
Mike.
Wow.
I haven't worked with Mike in
really
ages.
here. It's just like I remember. The air even smells. Ugh.
You all right?
I'm fine. Maybe giving you that boost took more out of me than I thought.
Don't worry. Everyone gets a bit wobbly on their first jump. That's why we told you to eat bland food before you came.
Oh, yeah, I didn't eat anything at all.
Ah.
I want to be hungry. That's the whole point, isn't it? Speaking of, can we get going?
So, about this silver flare.
My mouth is already watering. God, I miss that place. I practically lived there back in the day. Or
Pineapple
rather,
Gal?
this
Hello,
day.
Pineapple Gal.
I'm still waiting for fan art, by the way.
Oh.
She makes amazing fan art. She does some amazing fan art for it. So.
You must get some fantastic
No pressure.
fan art.
No pressure. I have, yeah. None for this game yet. I'm still waiting.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, come on, guys. Yeah. No, we love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, yeah. I've always been interested in what games get a lot of fan art versus the ones that don't. Like I expected like Shardlight with those like really just crazy costumes and outfits to get a lot of fan art, but it didn't. Like Blackwell gets a lot, Primordia gets a bunch, Unavowed got a lot, Hobbs Barrel got some. Gemini Rue got none, which always surprised me, considering how popular that game was. Techno Babylon also got none, which also surprised me. But you never know. You just never know. It's not like it's not an indicator of like how well the game does. It's just interesting that some games inspire more fan art than others.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just certain characters maybe, or that resonate, or I don't know.
Someone mentioned that usually the games that get a lot of fan art are games where you see where the characters live. Because then you can because usually you draw them like in their off hours.
Right.
Like a lot of the Blackwell fan arts, a lot of the fan art with Blackwell is just like Rose and Joey on the couch. Like that's just most of them. Or like at a table they're sitting down, or her in the kitchen, or drinking coffee or whatever. So I always found that interesting. That and in this game you do see Fia's home, but it's very deliberately kind of devoid of anything personal for story reasons. So that could be why that hasn't resonated with people. But I don't know. That's just my
still
theory.
early days. And also, as Pineapple Gal says, I'm playing the game with my little brother who isn't always able to, so I'm still finishing up. That's fair enough.
I don't mean to pressure you.
No, yeah, we're only joking. Don't worry.
Totally, yeah, I'm joking. I am joking.
I will say to this, Dave has been very kind to stay on to this time, so I don't want to leave you too much longer, Dave. If anyone's got any more questions or anything, but if whenever you wish to kind of exit or anything, Dave, I don't want to. I mean,
it's interesting about I just see what Electric Dragon says, doing cosplay of every single Fia outfit, because we debated which outfit to put on the official marketing for ages, because she has 7 or 8 different outfits, but and it was eventually we chose the leather jacket one, because in my brain that's that's the only outfit that she personally chose,
Yeah.
Because like everything else is something that was chosen for her. That was the one she personally chose. So that went on the official marketing. But then I didn't realize how much it looked like how much the outfit looked like the cover art for Control.
Oh, right.
So
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
like, every day, is this Jesse from Control? Are you ripping off Control? And I'm like, oh, it was an accident. I didn't, And by the time I realized it, it was just like it was so entrenched.
Yeah.
That I couldn't. It was too late to change. So now I'm kind of stuck with it. So maybe I should have used one of the other outfits instead.
But it is quite iconic as well.
Late now.
It does, it makes sense as to why you chose it. But
I mean, it's not like just like holding her arm out like the lady from Control did, which it's not a unique pose. Like all the Life is Strange posters have that same pose, but it's also the leather jacket.
Sure. Also,
suddenly people think woman in a leather jacket going like this must be Control. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always found that very funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ivan, I gave you bad direction. He did the poster. Not on you, it's on me. I literally told you to draw that. But I was thinking of the Iron Man pose, where he's like this.
Oh yeah.
And so, but by putting her in that leather jacket, suddenly it's Jesse from Control. And then I grit my teeth and just be like, no, it's not. But whatever. I'm fine with it.
You're always going to get some people.
Totally accepted it. Yeah.
The food was that good.
You've never had a better burger. Made it with real beef, not that chemically flavored TVP stuff we have now. Hey, you want to try one? I never ate there alone before. No reason to start now.
Just an
I tell during this
FYI,
first scene I was
Silver
really
Flare
excited
is
by
4
the
months away from
characters
getting a
being
D
able to
rating from
gesture.
Hotel.
Because
It
they
deserves
gesture,
more
they
rats
just,
than
they're like
people.
so all over the place.
I'll
They
pass.
just keep moving.
Thanks.
What's the favorite thing you've ever eaten in New York, Dave?
Oh, good God. I mean, you can't get good
I know
bagels
that's
here.
hard.
I'm sorry.
Go on, say that again. Sorry.
You can't get good bagels here. I'm sorry. Like, you just can't get good bagels in Pennsylvania.
I can.
I
Well,
have to
yeah.
have a really, really good bagel here. I just can't get one.
What's your favorite bagel topping?
Oh, lox and cream cheese. I'm pretty simple.
Classic. Yeah. And where would you recommend going for it?
Oh God, there's so many places.
Yeah.
I mean, the deli around the corner from where I lived was great. Pizza too. The pizza here's not bad.
Depends. There's lots of different types in New York.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the classic, but
Tons, yeah. I mean, the future of old skies is depressing. New York feels like a neon dystopia. Interesting you say that of Ashton Wink. Like I said about Fia's apartment, the whole point of her life is that, is that history is constantly changing around her. And so I thought about, like, it kind of threw a lot of my rules out the window because there was no point in doing like world building because the world keeps changing, history keeps changing. And so I deliberately, these characters are very distant and apart from the world that they're living in. All they have is each other and like the clients and the missions that they're on, like their actual home time period. They're not really a part of it because they can't be. Again, I wrote this, I conceived of this idea during lockdown. Where, like, there's the world, but you're not a part of it and you're stuck. I realized, my brain is not very subtle. So yeah, that's why. I guess I don't know if you meant that as a negative thing or a positive thing, Ashton Wake, but it's very, very deliberate.
Yeah.
Very deliberate.
I think that's, as they say, that's a sign of how empty Fia's life is. They're talking about the apartment particularly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you went there
because
often,
usually
huh?
a character's
3 words.
home is a good way to
Student lunch
good
special.
excuse to like show a
Yeah,
character's
back then.
personality, but that wasn't the case here. It was very deliberately kept empty.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's landing because I was worried that people would see that and think it was just lazy writing or bad characters or whatever. But it seems I think it's landing with people. They realize that this is deliberate, and I'm very grateful for that. Oh yeah, that's no coincidence. Ben definitely based it off of Ghost in the Shell. I didn't really know, I didn't remember it myself, but of course the artist gets inspired by other art, so yeah.
About
You said you lived in this area.
Well, I was a student in the area for 5 years. Sort of the same thing.
Biochemical engineering, wasn't it?
You've done your research. Yeah. I owe a lot to the place.
To the Silver Flare, then?
My growling stomach says yes.
Ivy got excited by you mentioning bagels in your area, I think.
It's funny because when I went to
what happens if we run into
WASD
myself?
Last time I went to WASD,
we did our due diligence.
some people were very excited to take me to the bagel shop on Brick Lane.
So I'm
and
back
it's
in
like
Maine.
bagel,
You know
it's
what
like
you're doing.
everything's lying around the friggin' block, and so we went.
You look at those cars.
And
you've probably never seen cars moving
I mean,
the actual
it was
street,
bagel. It was just a bagel.
But they are classic London establishments.
God.
But you can't get them from anywhere else.
Jesus.
In London,
Sorry.
I mean.
Yeah.
It's just a
Well,
restaurant.
I mean,
didn't
you
expect
can,
it.
but
don't worry.
They're one of
Take
the
your time.
Old establishments.
We have plenty of it.
But I know what you
That is the
mean.
benefit of time travel.
But it was like they had like the weirdest toppings. It was like
diagnosed with Skimane syndrome.
I don't
Did
know.
they tell you that?
Chicken Parmesan bagel, or
Oh, really?
like insane like roast beef on a
Give you 6
bagel.
months,
All these insane toppings, and I just like what?
Wait, you just like
why I wanna see
no
this place.
devil.
Didn't even put any of their blood in them.
I understand, Dr. Anderson.
Very
Dr.
funny,
Anderson.
an avowed reference.
Please, it's 2024.
Oh,
I'm
we're about to
19
meet
years
Ivy.
old. I'm no doctor. Call me Joe. Right now, I'm just a sophomore
Joe's hungry, he has a
biochemist
summon
student.
starting.
I have
Look
my
at that.
whole
So,
life
well,
ahead of me.
Yes.
Not to mention countless late-night study burgers from this diner. Let's go in.
Right, what are we saying in the chat? Speaking of London, I was in Nottingham a few months ago. It was fun. Nottingham, I don't think I might have been to Nottingham once. I don't know much about it. The emptiness of Fia's life becomes obviously deliberate when she's being questioned about herself in her later chapter, and she literally has nothing real to say. I don't have time for hobbies and all that.
Is this diner meant to be a one last meal homage to a long-gone Mexican restaurant in Cambridge? No, but I said that Fia's in the East Village.
Yeah.
There used to be a diner in my building, like the first floor of my building, called Silver Spurs. It's on 9th and Broadway, and so I went there more often than I care to admit because it was like I didn't even have to go around the block. It was like I walked downstairs, walk one door down, and it was there. If anyone went to NYU like pre-2013, they know of Silver Spurs, and so Silver Flare is based on this on Silver Spurs. But yeah, but this is definitely inspired by that desire, because there's so many restaurants. If I had a time machine, I would go back to restaurants that closed. Border Cafe in Cambridge would be one of them. Cambridge, Massachusetts, not.
No, I was gonna, but for a second I was like, that's good. I mean,
Mexican restaurants in London, not many of them. At least not that I've seen. But yeah, Border Cafe in Cambridge, Mass was just amazing. And then they had a fire in early 2020, and then when COVID happened, they just couldn't come back from it, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, sadly, that happened to quite a lot of restaurants, didn't it? They just weren't able to.
But yeah, Joe's whole deal is based on like, I would love to go back in time and go back to some of these restaurants. So I totally infused a lot of that into Joe.
Let's go in that case.
What is that?
Hey, be right with you. Sit anywhere you like.
The spinning ivy. Is that supposed to be
right.
Newt spinning ivy? Oh, there's Ivy. Yeah, that was her.
Oh, excuse me.
It's you, is it?
Hey, Maddie.
Yeah.
Not the bird.
That was amazing. Can I get a piece of blueberry pie?
Sure.
Now, if you'll excuse me a minute, I've just got to use, the John.
Sure. Go ahead.
If chat could go back and eat one meal or go to one restaurant
Let's
again
see.
using
The
time
client
travel,
has
where
thus
would
far
they go?
consumed
And
3
what would they
burgers,
eat?
a plate of chips, and a milkshake. He just ordered a
Gauging
slice
the
of pie
audience.
before
Well
getting up
done.
to use the toilet for the second time.
But he seems satisfied?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anyone happier.
And how are you doing?
Me? I'm fine. Bit hungry myself now. I'm craving that curry place around the corner from work. What's it called again?
Little Modi's? It's not there anymore.
Modi's reference to
they
the dog in
closed.
Blackwell.
No, it never opened. They were paradoxed out of existence about 5 years ago.
Figures.
Mexican buffet.
Huh?
When I was when I lived in the East Village, there was a a Mexican restaurant that had a buffet
You better go check
lunchtime on
just in
like a
case.
certain day of the week. But it's like, I don't care what kind of metabolism you have. There's only so much Mexican food you can eat. It's so heavy.
Yes.
So it's like, they don't, like, I figure they're safe. How much of it can you really eat?
That gate
It's
is
so
locked,
filling.
you moron. I'm counting to 30. Then you either pay up or I'm calling the cops.
I'd keep going back. Unlimited buffet. Oh my God, Lulu. What? Just again and again? And Ivy is the waitress, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Trying to skip out of the check is what he's doing. Come on, there's no place for you to go.
It was nice seeing you again, Patty.
Sorry, what? Hey! Oh, you friggin' deadbeat! Where'd you get that key? Damn it. My manager is going to kill me.
Fia, what's going on?
You. He's your friend, right? You were sitting with him?
No time for that. I need to get after him.
Hell no, you aren't. You're paying his bill. Do you have any idea how much he owes us?
I am aware. Will this be enough?
This is more than enough. Let me go get you change.
It's
Keep
a
it.
word
Oh,
that they use.
thanks, I guess. I'll just go turn off the alarm.
Oh, her manner changed quickly.
Blast it.
Blast it.
Blast it. I really thought this would be an easy one.
I still don't know where that came from.
I don't know, but I like
Anderson
it.
did a runner.
I think like in the Jan game,
Odd is the
I
word.
envisioned
Yeah.
her as
You
kind
better
of like a
track him.
military person,
Yeah, using his
and that
PSC
sounded
data.
like something like
Sure,
a
but
You
military
can track
person
him,
would say.
right? You do know where
blast
he
it.
is.
And
that's what
I
I'm
just sort of
trying to
kept
say.
it
He
because
can
it
go
just
anywhere.
it
He's
sounded
right
right
behind you,
in
according
my
to
brain,
his PFE data.
and I just kept it.
He's
Blast
not
it.
here, Nozzo. You sure the system is working right?
It's working
Thank you for so much
perfectly.
money. It
Are
caused
you-
the restaurant to
Wait.
remain open in the future.
Oh, blast it.
There it is.
Nozzo? Nozzo, what's
That's
wrong?
Ivy's headcanon
PFE
for
signals
character.
decaying.
That's bad, is it?
Well, it's certainly not good. Search the alley. It's got to be around there somewhere.
I told
I
you
don't think
he
that's
ran
Rosa in the
us.
graffiti because
Priorities, Fia.
she doesn't have
Something in
glasses.
that alley is giving off a signal. Something that's not supposed to be in that area.
Right, I get it.
there,
Sorry.
yeah.
And sub-vocalize.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna slightly. Let me just put down the voice just a little bit, just so we can hear you over it. I was. It also reminds me a little bit of in Hobbs Barrow of hogwash, but instead
Everyone's got
we've
their thing.
blast it. Hogwash.
Full of
Curses.
rotten vegetables. Ugh. Blast it. Blast it to hell and back, that bloody idiot.
Facade,
Took off
that's
his
another
PFE,
one.
didn't he?
In capital.
Worse than that.
Thomasina from the
Didn't just
future.
take it
Yeah,
off.
basically.
It's broken.
Broken.
Sally
Yeah.
was an ops
But,
sparrow,
but
yeah.
that's impossible. There are only a handful of engineers in the world who can even open that thing, let alone break it.
How many degrees does Dr. Anderson hold again?
Blast it.
What do we do?
We find him.
And then?
I need to check the protocol guide. Stand by. Keep looking for him.
Although it was
Nozzo,
Samantha Bayard who said
we need to have a word or
hogwash,
two about
not Sally.
communication.
Yes. No.
But I like that the characters all have a particular.
I'm not poking it. I don't think it's meant as an instruction. Blast it.
Blast it.
Locked.
Hobbs Barrow was such a treat because folk horror is my favourite subgenre, and there's just not nearly enough games in the genre. It's true, actually.
Yeah, it seemed to hit some kind of sweet spot in the market.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with. There seemed to be a real demand for folk horror games, and it also came out just before October, which was just
Yes.
we didn't think, oh, we must get it out before October, but
Right.
because it did, it hit all of those spooky games to play before Halloween lists, and it did pretty well.
Oh, is there? There's an explanation later in the game of why Fia is so English. Ah.
Not now, Fia. We need.
I'm so tempted to buy the cat plushie. I have a cat plushie.
Have you?
I got a Herbert plushie on my shelf over there. I got a Herbert. Yep, I got a Herbert.
I told him our vetting process was
He's
outdated.
next to
I
my Hall of Fame
told
award.
him. Should have seen it.
Oh,
they're together.
amazing.
Yep.
I'm the one who let him get away. It's my fault.
Did you break his PFE? No. The client did that all by himself. You're not getting the blame for this. I'll make sure of that.
Thanks,
We can
Nozzo.
work out
So
who's to
long
blame
ago,
later. What do we do now?
Does it feel weird
I've been
sometimes
reading the
watching
protocols, and there
It is
a
weird,
contingency
especially
plan
like
for the
because there's
situation.
occasionally a line I add
You're
later,
not gonna like
and
it.
then
I said
like
I'm listening.
we
First
just
things first.
it
Get back
fit
to
in
the landing
seamlessly.
point.
Like it just
I'm sending you an upgrade.
she
A
just
present.
re-records it, and I
Oh,
put it in,
goody.
and it just
Thank
fits
me
in
later.
seamlessly.
Just get to the construction
very
site.
happy it
I'll fill you
worked
in
out.
when you get there.
But I guess for
normally
you,
I leave recording. Yeah, well, because normally I leave recording to the very end,
right.
but with this project, there was the demo which I did in 2022. So whoa, she's walking kind of choppy there on my end.
How's it look now? It's all right. Could just be the stream.
Could just be the stream, yeah. It's like it slows down and then she speeds up again.
Yeah, that'll just be
but that's just
Discord, and yeah, it wasn't.
I don't know
looking
what
that
it's like
funny.
on Twitch. It could just be. It could be on my end. It could. I don't know.
It did. Yeah, I didn't.
Right.
I didn't
I'm
notice
secure.
anything, so I think it was probably just
Okay.
Discord.
I'm relaying the upgrade over. Stand back. This may sting a little.
Oh,
Nozo, what is this?
The WEG Mark IV vaporizes organic matter on contact.
And you just had this upgrade lying around?
Like I said, it's our contingency plan.
So you want me to...
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked over at the Twitch page, and it's going a lot smoother there. So
yes.
it's
Apologies.
Discord.
Unfortunately,
It's a Discord
Discord is not the best for streaming sometimes. So I think because we're
That's
doing the
alright.
chat and also streaming, it can be a little bit laggy. But don't worry, it's all
as long
looking
as
good
your
on Twitch.
chat, as long as the chat is getting the prime experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Blast it. It was foreshadowing. Oh yeah, if you only play the demo, the close-ups
There's
are
no
new. Yeah,
other
that's
way.
true.
I don't know.
The close-ups
But he
are
broke
new,
his
that's
paradox
right.
Field excluder. He's
Yeah.
unsynced from our timeline. We couldn't bring him back even if we wanted to. He crossed the line, and
So
he
this is
needs
kind of
to
what
be
you were saying
stopped.
earlier as well.
Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it done.
Right. Good. You know how to use that weapon?
I said I'll get it done.
Okay. I'll be here. Touch base when you have something to touch base about. Good luck, Via.
Yeah.
Plant Master is turning into an inside joke. I'm so glad. This is an inside joke for those who played through Chapter 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. That was basically Sally did some writing on the game. She helped out with. Actually, she did quite a bit. She helped a lot with Chapter 2 and Chapter 4. And if there's ever a moment where Thea makes fun of her own accent or someone else makes fun of her accent, it's usually Sally who wrote it.
Yeah.
So the Plant Master thing is Sally doing or Thea doing a reluctant American accent, and Sally wrote that because of course she did.
Love it. I know how to use the weapon. You point it at someone and click the trigger. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ux Holy, UX Holy. I don't know if that's a reference to UX design.
Could be. Right.
Nozo.
Yeah, Via.
Thomas's music is so nice too.
Oh yes, we haven't really spoken about the music yet, have we? So I guess in terms of how that worked, in terms of like kind of briefing or anything, or did you just let him do his thing, or like how did that?
We let him do his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some specific moments that need something very specific, but for the most part, he just plays it and puts whatever music he wants in, or he gives me something like, yeah, this is kind of a, Via is depressed music, or
right.
Characters are happy music, or this could be at some point in this era, or if it's because we didn't think like, okay, it needs to be, you're in the 1920s, it needs to be 1920s music. I mean, there's a bit of that, but because it doesn't take place in the 1920s, it's characters from the future going to the 1920s.
Yes.
So you could play around with it a little bit, and so there was some flexibility there.
Yeah. I'm not a voice actor, Pineapple Gal, but thank you. I do work in radio though, so maybe that's. But I doubt you've heard me on the radio, but.
When you do You do interviews for the BBC, right?
That's true. Yeah, I work for the BBC. Yeah. So, but
Right. So do you ever do like actual interviews? Like talking
sometimes,
and
yeah.
questions
I
and
do
stuff?
some reports and things, but I'm mainly a producer. But I do some. I was at the BAFTA Games Awards for the BBC. That was good fun.
I guess my question is, do you have a BBC voice that you use?
I do. Well, some people. I mean, I suppose if I see if I try and say something now, it won't come out right. You're listening to Laura Kress on the BBC. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there it is. Like the RP just comes out of you. There we go. Everyone's got that. Everyone's got that voice ready to go.
Yeah, you have to do that when that comes in. It was a fiction podcast. Probably not. I do have a Eurovision podcast, but not a fiction one. But yeah.
Some would say no. I'm not going to go there.
Well, go on, don't know.
Honestly, I don't know much about Eurovision. Like, I was so isolated as a kid. Like, I honestly thought that Father Ted had made it up because I saw that episode of Father Ted. And I didn't know it was a real thing.
Like, what? This is an actual. You're like, oh, crazy Europe. What are they up to now?
Yeah, I had no idea what it was.
I didn't know you worked as a journalist at a TV station. By the way, Nettie, we have a mutual friend, which I think they told you about, which is quite funny. I'm running an event with a friend of mine, and who Nettie also knows. It's quite a small world. Yeah. Right, tell me about the client.
Could you tell me about this client again?
Joe Anderson. He pioneered all the latest advances. He's the reason why the average life expectancy is over 100 years old now.
Ah, so his timeline importance ranking is high.
One of the highest.
Any ideas where I should begin?
Joe Anderson was careful, no question about that. But he wasn't always careful.
Meaning?
Meaning his younger self. We should try looking into him. Joe ran away for a reason.
Stand by.
I'll be here.
So you played commentary your first time playing?
Oh.
I guess, I mean, it is an option. There's nothing stopping you. I just am really surprised people do that because there's a lot of spoilers and things like that.
I suppose so,
and I imagine
yeah.
like hearing a blooper of a line before you've heard the line probably makes it not as funny. But if someone wants to, there's like I always thought of like forcing you to play the game first before activating commentary. But some people like activating the commentary the first time they play. And I'm not going to say they're enjoying the game wrong. So
I guess it's you kind of I can understand both sides because maybe some people just want to have that experience all in one, but I also get, like you say, any potential.
I can understand because like it's not like watching a movie where it's like 2.5, 3 hours. That's a time commitment that's easily made. But when a game is this long, like 10, 15 hours, that's a long time to replay something.
True.
Unless you really, really love it. Or it's designed with
I'm sure people
replayability in mind. Yeah. So if you want the commentary the first time playing it,
excuse me.
Godspeed.
Oh, it's you. Did you find your friend?
I'm working on it. That is why I
Oh,
want
you
to
went
talk
to
you.
find
Not
the
sure how I
commentary
can
option.
help,
You didn't
but-
turn it on. Okay, fair enough. But there are a lot of people who do that.
Just got
they were
judged
annoyed
there
with
for
me
no
because-
reason.
Well, yeah, sorry. No, because there are people who tell me, it's like, oh, you should, this activated commentary, and it spoiled me. It gave away a big plot point. I'm like, well, what did you do? What happened? Like, I can't really give commentary on the game without spoiling the game. So, there's a warning. There's several warnings that turn on if you,
so that
it says, this will have spoilers, and then the first commentary is, there will be spoilers and that kind of thing. So at that point, if you get spoiled, I think it's on you, not on me.
Sorry, Unholy. Apologies for that. That's both me and Dave just not reading things properly. But in our defense, we do have a lot going on here. So sorry about that.
Slightly distracted. I finished the game 2 days after it came out and loved it. Oh, thank you. Started a second playthrough with commentary, but only on chapter 2. Definitely some interesting stuff. I'm also someone who loved DVD commentaries.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I did it. Also, I think when I first made the Shiva 2006, I felt guilty about selling it because back then I'd come from a freeware background, so I thought, like, what can I do to give this value? And the voice acting was one, and the commentary was another. Excuse me. Hello, Martin Martin?
Yes, I know. It's
Martin.
Martijn. He's Dutch.
Martijn F. Hello, thank you.
Yes, you finished Old Skies, haven't you, Martijn?
How did he get through the alley gate? Didn't you say it was locked?
Shows when I know. He swiped a spare key from behind the counter.
A spare key?
Hidden in a pepper shaker. Been there for years. Even I'd forgotten it was there. No idea how he'd even know about that.
I can't imagine. Do you know the name Joe Anderson?
No,
Joe Anderson?
Biochem student in the area, around 18 years old?
Oh, you mean Andy. Your friend does look a bit like him. That his grandfather or
I've learned the
something?
fastest way to get Sally to break
Andy's always been
character
a good
with
kid.
doing lines
He
with
must be
her
worried.
is to do a British accent.
Oh, really?
During Hobbs Barrow, I learned very quickly not to read the other characters in the British accent because, I mean, you think after like spending a childhood watching like Brit comms and marrying a Brit that I would be better at the British accent.
You're gonna have to do it, Dave.
I mean, I can kind of do a Somerset accent, where I'm imitating my father-in-law. Here, let me read something that's here. This is just this is like what is this? This is something from this is something from my daughter's school. I'm just gonna read it in a Somerset accent. I'm gonna imitate my father-in-law. Or the following information on the above student to the school indicated below. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. You don't want to hear me do that. I'm not doing it again. No, but like I just I love how he just goes nothing like looking down at your own bit of ground. That's what he says a lot. I can imitate him, but don't ask me to do any other kind of British accent because I'm terrible.
Oh, British.
Do my reluctant British accent. Just doing any British accent would be reluctant, and it wouldn't fool a voice activated locker for sure.
I can do my hey. I'm walking here. Get out of the way. Hey, give me a bagel.
Give me a bagel. Give me a bagel.
Hey. See, just as terrible. Oh dear.
Can you tell me anything about
New
Andy?
York is such a melting pot. Like that accent doesn't really exist.
No, it doesn't. No, I know.
Then I'm not sure what I can tell you. He comes here a
I'm
lot.
walking
We
in.
deliver to
Hey,
him at the
get out
Brighton
of the
House
way.
sometimes. You know.
Although
the NYU
I think
dorm.
Ivy can
It's just a few
attest
blocks away.
because she's from
Right.
Long Island too.
Thank you.
I have worked very
Also,
hard.
did you get
I think
that?
this is why I tend to overly articulate when I talk. Because growing up, I always try to avoid the Long Island in my accent.
Right. Okay.
'Cause I hated that accent. Oh my god, it's so terrible.
God.
It just pierces your ears. It goes into your brain. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And so I always try to deliberately avoid it. And I think that's why I'm very overly articulate. when I
Right.
speak.
Yeah. Because I suppose. I mean, I'm sure other people could pick it up, but I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, obviously, I know you.
The UK version of Stranger Things, bit odd in it, yes.
Bit odd in it.
Oh, Boston. I used to live in Boston. That was the only time I lived out of New York. Was I went to
Oh, really?
university. I went to Boston University. So yeah, once in a while, I did find myself dropping an R occasionally.
Car.
Or I'd say, "Ca." Oh yeah,
Ca.
I got
Ma.
it. Yeah.
You
Happy
can't tell me
cat, happy
anything
cat,
more
yeah.
about Andy.
Look, I'm grateful for that.
I had
tip
a
you
friend,
gave me. With all the
one of
students,
my
but
friends
I
who lived
really
in
don't
Boston.
like gossiping about.
For
Comes
ye-
here
for a
lot,
while, I
we
always
deliver
thought
to him. That's
she
it.
worked in the stock market.
Thanks for your time.
But
Sure.
she really worked at a grocery chain called Star Market. Because she would say she worked at the stock market. And I always thought she did the stock market. And then I later found out, nope, she worked in a grocery store named Star Market. If I stop dropping my R's, you'll know I'm upset.
I'll.
Where in Boston are you from, out of curiosity?
Yeah, let us know. Once again, I'll just say this, Dave. You are very welcome to. I love having you here, but I don't want you to feel like you're being.
Fine.
Okay.
What am I doing? What am I doing now? The game's done. I'm not doing anything right now.
Good. I just don't want you to be like, oh, I've got to get. Yeah, okay, good. I'm just checking. Right. Love this location.
Oh, this is the Brittany house. Yeah,
Yes.
this is like behind my
The door
apartment
is
building.
locked tight.
See, that's
A
I
sign
live on
says that
9th
the
and
building is
Broadway.
closed
That's
for
why
spring
am I
break.
pointing at it like you can see it? That's 10th and Broadway. That's around the corner. And if you played Blackwell, Grace Church is like across the street.
I played
Long Island, yeah. Perfect Tides is on Long Island. And,
Oh, yes.
That's why I kind of, like, unironically, well, I love Perfect Tides, but the fact that it takes place on Long Island is kind of amazing because it's funny because it's on an island off of Long Island, and so they say we're going to the mainland,
Yes.
which is Long Island, which I find very, very funny. But it's so good. And actually, Meredith Gran, who wrote Perfect Tides, doesn't live too far from here.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's like a 2 or 3 folks who make AGS games in the area. We hang out sometimes. So
and then have to have a little.
She's one of them.
I was just going to say you're going to have a little sort of a mini fanfare of.
We've hung out. We've had our own fanfare.
Yeah.
Since,
Nozo?
Yeah, Fia.
So, what do we know about Joe
I
Anderson?
found a church with my name and I woke up like a sleeper agent. That's
all we know
funny.
for sure, so I suggest you start there.
Dorchester and Ulster.
Stand by.
I spent
I'll
one
be
summer living in Ulster. I had this, student, like cheap student apartment in Ulston. Like every BU student lived there for a summer.
Right.
With like 5 other guys. That's what I did. And then but after graduation, I spent a year in Brighton. So yeah, it's always confusing. There's like the Alston Street that goes through Brighton and the Brighton Ave that goes through Alston. It's always very confusing.
I get confused because obviously there's a Brighton in the UK as well, and I'm like,
Yeah, there's that
wait
too.
a second.
And a Cambridge.
Yeah. London, Manchester, Birmingham.
I love going to Boston. It's always like
Excuse me.
I always just feel like I'm back at university. It's just
You
the
deliver to
best
our
feeling.
students, you know? They're our bread and butter.
Speaking
it's not
of
like
students.
the Brittany house is far. It's just a block west of here.
Thanks for your time.
And Ivy, you went to Emerson? Am I remembering that right?
A friend who went to New York, her name's Grace.
I don't know if Ivy's still here. But...
She might be, I'm not sure. There's also an Old York, yes, in Britain. Yes, I went to
Old York,
university
yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I think I was just checking it.
Oh, you went to university in Newark? Oh,
I
love
did,
York.
yes, in Old York, yeah.
And I always forget that there is like a Hampshire and a Jersey.
Yes,
because
there
like,
is, yeah.
That's what we named them after, and I always forget that.
Yeah, there's plenty of there's a lot of that. Let's be honest. Right. Okay.
Jazz festivals on the Charles. Yeah, we used to go during the summers. I used to go to the see the Pops at the Hat Show. I don't know if they still do that. That was always fun.
That does
Bit out of
sound fun.
practice, but I got it. There
Let's
must
go.
be over time travel or not.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough.
Nozo?
Yeah, Fia.
Stand by.
I'll be.
Oh, there's something you missed in an earlier room. Do you want a hint, or do you want to pull it out?
Look at this. I love having the live hints on tap. This is great. Why not? You might as well.
Go back to that alleyway behind the
okay.
restaurant. There's something you missed.
Lovely. Thank you. This is if you could just do this personally for every gameplay.
You would have gotten there eventually, but you know. I've only heard Newark said and not written. I thought it was something. New York, that's funny. Newark.
Good thing she turned off the alarm. Seems to be a list of deliveries. None of this means anything to me. Although, wait a moment. Andy A. and BH.
There's some references here
Andy
too.
Anderson
Oh, yeah?
and Brittany
You have
Hall.
Nish
Seems likely.
S. Nishanti Sharma. It's funny. It's never. I always envisioned Rose's address being 100 Jade Street. It's never mentioned in the game. It's just a friend of mine. That's where a friend of mine lived, and I always envisioned her building as Rose's building. I don't know why. And so yeah, I think there's one of the Blackwell games. It says that you can enter in Rose's password to get into her email.
Yeah.
Or you can just like automatically log in. Of course, you can automatically log in, but I think if you type 100 Jane, that's the password because that's her address.
Oh, okay.
But like no one would know that
No.
because why would they? I just put it in there for fun. But yeah, or Jane 100 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's where Nishanti lives. And Kay Hawthorne is Kelly Hawthorne.
Right.
And some of these Fern L is a friend who used to live in the East Village, doesn't anymore. Yvonne Kulop, Anna Reutman, Clara Fernandez still lives there somewhere, but that's not her address, just so you know.
Okay.
And,
We're not doxing anybody.
I'm not doxing anybody, no. Fern and Yvonne no longer live there, so I couldn't fit to the two ends in Yvonne, so I had to I cheaped out.
It took me a long time to realize that there's a difference between Newark and New York. Yes.
Newark.
It's true. They don't like being confused with Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, I've heard that as well.
No New Yorker wants to be called New Jersey. Wants to be part of it, yeah.
But I imagine you're still going to go back quite a lot to New York.
Oh yeah, my parents still live there. I have family and friends there. I went back for Francisco's launch party for Rosewater.
Oh, amazing!
Just because I don't know, it's an excuse to go back, and I miss everybody. I miss them and everyone else. So I saw Ivy there.
And how have you felt about all, since the launch of this? I mean, you've got a great reaction and kind of reviews and everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm loving the reaction so far. It's been very gratifying because as I said earlier, there was a lot that I was worried wouldn't land.
Sure.
A lot of stuff about Via's personality and everything. And I was worried that people wouldn't get it. I was worried I'd have to explain my reasoning, but everyone seems to be getting it, and that's awesome. The sales are good. I would love to say it's broken all records and it's a bestseller. It's not, but it's solidly in second place behind Unavowed, which is not a bad place to be considering just how much of an outlier Unavowed was. Unavowed sold I didn't want to I never even thought about trying to top Unavowed because that just was such a lightning in a bottle. But this is second place, which isn't a bad place to be. Not that far behind Unavowed either. So that's good. So I'm very happy, and especially considering how that week I launched this game was so packed with high profile releases.
Yeah.
Plus the Oblivion Shadow Drop.
Yes.
And what's funny about that, because it always seems there's no good time to release a game, but it's weird how there are all these think pieces of that week was pretty crazy, wasn't it? And great, so the week I launched my game is now the poster child for overly crowded launch times, but the fact that the game has still done really, really well in spite of all that is it's fantastic. I'm more grateful than I can say. And the fact that it was even reviewed by Yahtzee,
yes,
not Zero Punctuation, fully Ramblomatic, that is, of all the things he could have reviewed that week, he chose this, and that's very gratifying. That I guess 20 years of building a reputation and fan base counts for something. I don't know if that's the only thing, but we're happy. The fact that it's doing pretty well, actually it's doing reasonably well, despite all those obstacles, is a good sign that it will continue to do well going forward.
And also, it's just hard to compare it to something like Unavowed because so much has changed since then, just with everything.
Well, there's that. Yeah, but I admit at first that trying to top. Are you still there?
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I'm just.
Okay, sorry.
It's just because
The
I tabbed
sound
out.
went out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
just because I tabbed out.
Oh,
But
no
yes,
worries.
I'm here.
Okay. Because I don't see you. I just.
I know.
I
I
don't
just
see
thought
you,
that.
so I
I was
just-
like, for you, it's just I'm just moving you across a little bit, just so I've got more of your image. But yeah,
I don't know. I can't see it, so I'm
No,
assuming
I'm
moving
here.
around. That pressure to meet or top or do better than Unavowed was really just paralyzing. And even some of the reviews, they give me a negative review because they say they like Unavowed better. Come on.
Yeah,
But
that's not very fair, is it? I mean,
not
they're
very fair.
separate. They're
But
completely
that was-
separate things. So
Yeah. And even some of the testers will be I liked it when Unavowed did this better, and it's come on, it's not come on. I didn't say that because people can have their opinions, but
sure.
I wasn't trying to make Unavowed. This is its own thing, and it actually took me a lot of work to let that expectation go. So I'm very happy that some people are going to compare it to Unavowed because that was such a big by point-and-click adventure standards, it was a pretty big deal. I have no like false modesty or whatever. Like, it was a pretty big game, and so yeah, people are going to be comparing this to Unavowed, and they just will. But the fact that they seem to like it as its own thing, I'm very happy about, because it's
Don't worry, I am here. I'm just tabbing out again to just fix something. I feel like I should warn you that now, just so you're aware, just in case you're like, hello.
I should. I tried keeping the Twitch.
I know, but there's too many screens and everything.
It's
I know.
too distracting. It's too distracting because it's not synced up properly.
Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry.
I don't think you ever made or published a game I didn't like. Oh, thank you, Nettie. Thank you.
Well, I think a lot of people feel like that, though, and that's why, like you said, you're talking about the kind of fan base element of it all. You do, that's what kind of keeps that sort of community alive. Really, is that that you've got these fans and that they're all interested in what you're doing next, and that's kind of what keeps everything going, really. But you kind of provide that community.
I mean, they all kind of fall under the category of Dave likes this. So there's never really a rhyme or reason to what I make or what I publish. But I like that. I like being in a position where I can do that. It's, like, I think a lot of those other games would have done fine without me or with a different publisher. But I'm glad it was me. I'm glad it was me who helped get them out there, because I feel very proud that they're a part of our catalog. I like having them there. I like seeing all the games together and be like, okay, maybe I didn't write this one, but I helped get it out there. A part of me is in this now, and that's very gratifying, and I kind of love that.
And as Nettie says, Steam is so huge, it's so easy to miss stuff as well. So
room 1407.
Ben was the artist.
That's odd. The door was unlocked, and the computer is on as well. Either young Andy left for spring break in a hurry, or someone else was here before me. This is clearly a young Joe Anderson, or Andy, I guess. I don't recognise the girl beside him, but they make a cute cluster, assuming they are a cluster.
Resonance and Gemini are very oddly linked. That's kind of when we started, like, Gemini was when we realized that maybe publishing is the thing we can do. As like a regular part of our business. And so, the Gemini came out in 2011, and then 2012 we did the New Guys, Resonance, and Primordia, like all within the same year. So that was a pretty crazy year.
It sounds pretty crazy. I tried to stay on top of things, but then my wish list balloons to like 80. Oh, same, Nettie.
There's so many games now.
I know, it's crazy.
I always used to say that the difference between marketing now and marketing when I started is, when I started, it was just who will take indie games seriously. No one takes these games seriously. Who notices indie games? Now it's, there's so many indie games. Who's going to notice me?
Yeah. And I guess that does help that you've got that name and that familiarity, and people.
That certainly helps. I do not envy anyone starting out now. Or starting from scratch now. But at the same time, like, it wasn't exactly easy starting in 2006. So
no, of course.
It was just it's just the difficulties were different. Then it was just like no one was doing this. So it was very hard to get noticed or being taken serious or to be taken seriously, because no one was looking at indie games, let alone indie adventure games. But once I was able to break through that, then things were a little easier. But now there's just so much. I always say, like, back then it was like, you want to make indie games? No one does that. And now it's, you want to make indie games? Everyone does that. So it's same coin, different side, whatever. Toma? I don't know who that is.
I think that was needs contact.
I don't know who that is. Random Let's Play of the first Black Hole game, and you were intrigued. Ooh, that's cool. The first one, no less. The first one is where I feel like I made all my mistakes. It's the jankiest of the bunch, but I still stand by it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at Well, at the time, I don't think I could have done any better because I had like no experience, no money, no time, like no clout at all. And I think in terms of what I was able to do,
Okay.
So I stand by it.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, that makes sense, to be fair. All right. Always got to look in the trash.
Trash is cleared every 48 hours.
Nozzo, when did young Andy leave for spring break?
Young Andy.
5 days ago.
Ah, so this deleted file, rfoster.txt, it had to have been created after he left.
Or deleted after he left.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Sandman. L. Sandman. Virus, then infects this place, being your class is the worst experience I've ever had, and I used to work retail. Level of contempt everyone has for you goes beyond parody. You know, you're only riding your father's coattails. If it wasn't for him, you'd be researching compounds for baby diapers instead of getting tenure at NYU. Your father was ashamed of you. He only got himself cancer to get away from the laughing stock you made of his good name. He's really going in here, isn't he?
Yeah.
You want to kick me out of your class because of this? I dare you. I double dare you. I know all about you and the new teaching assistant. I also have your husband's email address. Oof. All right.
Funny story about this character.
Yeah.
Rona Foster. Is when I originally wrote, like, there was an old design of Old Skies.
Okay.
And there was a character named Rona Foster. You could tell I named her before COVID happened. But she was like a scientist in this lab that got killed in a chlorine explosion. So this is my one little like a reference that only I will get.
Okay.
And I kept her in the game, but you don't really see her.
Okay.
But you know, she does die. She did die of a chlorine inhalation in the original draft. So I decided to keep this in just because.
Fantastic. Right. Is there anything else we need to have a look at? When did the demo of this come out then?
Almost completely empty.
2022.
Taken everything home with him.
3 years ago, yeah.
Right. Oh yes. You've always got to look at a drawer in these games.
Just textbooks and study aids. Nothing relevant that I can see.
What's that? Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries vibes. Yeah. Oh, you love the backgrounds in the game, Nettie. Yeah, we've had a little chat about that. And
is this all the archive has on Lisa Sandman?
Afraid so. She died young.
Oh.
Poor kid.
In an explosion 5 years from now. You think Dr. Anderson wants to prevent that?
It seems plausible, but her timeline priority rating is listed as low. If he wanted to save her life, he could have, asked us. It's legal, and he can afford it.
You're right. It makes no sense. I'll keep digging.
This is a reference. Not Celia Foster. Celia Anderson is a reference. There's a reference to Blackwell Deception.
Okay.
It's just, you don't have to look her up, but I just put that in there for fun.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if you remember in Blackwell Deception, there's a baby that follows Joey around, and if you go through the door, the baby walks into the door and hits its head.
Yeah.
So this is a reference.
Right.
The baby's name was Chris Haynes.
Oh, I see. Oh, right. The mayoral candidate Christopher Haynes during heat exchange of animal units. Anderson reported child where you hit in the head as a baby. Excellent stuff. Yes, it isn't a blind playthrough for Dave, obviously, but yes, hello Trey Harrow. It is. Well, I did play the demo, but in 2022, so 3 years ago, and my memory is dreadful.
Are you gonna make any demo for the game? It was recommended that. Well, I updated the demo. The demo was a later chapter. Was a small section of a later chapter because there was a special gimmick, a game mechanic that wasn't in the original demo.
Yeah.
So I put that in there. But the problem, there's a few issues with it. Number one is that the demos aren't compatible with the main game. the save files because the demos don't start at the very beginning of the game.
Okay.
And so people would inevitably play the demo and then get the main game and get annoyed. Even though it really wouldn't matter because you don't want to start from where the demo left off. But also, it was just advice I was given to not, once the game was out, was to not have the demo up anymore.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
just-
I
it
think
was
that's
the advice I was
standard
given.
practice, really, isn't it? Like, I see.
Yeah.
How are things?
I'm scanning all security camera footage, and he's been
I thought of keeping it up, but I just decided not to.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense.
So our client's been
Demo 2
messing
was the
about
next
with his
chapter.
younger self's computer. Any ideas why?
Yeah, it was the
No.
beginning of the 1870s mission.
Stand by.
I'll be here.
Because there's the time rewinding mechanic, which I felt like is not in this first chapter. I didn't come up with the idea until I was working on the next chapter.
Oh, I
so
see.
I
Yeah.
wanted to show that off in an updated demo.
Yeah. That
But
makes sense.
since it wasn't part of Next Fest like this one was, or the first one was,
Right.
not as many people played the second demo, so
Okay.
I didn't really push it over.
That's fair enough. Yeah, because I think I remember that second one coming out, but I was kind of like, well, I don't want to play too much more of the game because I want to.
Yeah, a lot of people felt the same. They didn't
Yeah.
want to play it until the game came out, which is totally understandable.
Yeah. The Easter eggs in this
Easter
had me
eggs had me
jumping out my
jumping out
desk.
of Oh, hey,
Desk
Trey.
chair. Yeah, that is understandable. I do get that. Right. So what did this say again? R. Foster, Elsa, man.
You're pretty much done here if you
Yes.
wanted some gentle pushing.
Go on.
It's been a while since there's only one other character you can talk to, so you might as well talk to her.
Yeah. All right. Let's do that. I feel like for point and click demos, point and clicks demos aren't that essential unless the mechanics are really unusual. Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe if you just want to learn a bit about the story or a little bit about the essence of it or what it looks like, I guess a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that would be the main kind of reason for it. Or, I mean, if I'm at something like Adventure X, I probably would just play them all just because I want to have a go and preview things. But yeah. Yes, so in terms of speaking to people, I've got to. Oh no, I've read that, haven't I? You said there's someone I've got left to speak to.
Well, there's only one person you can speak to, aside from Nazo.
I see. I understand. I see. Definitely more important for an unreleased game. Yeah, totally. You've never played a WadjetEye game demo. You've zero self-control waiting. Yeah.
Oh.
I understand.
But you do have self-control to not play the demo.
Yeah.
So that's.
Excuse me.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Hello, Ivy.
Do you know a Professor Foster?
You mean Rona Foster? The chem prof? Yeah, she comes in here sometimes. Super cool lady.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
So, this Rona Foster woman, can you tell me anything else about her?
You already know she teaches chemistry, so you know as much as I do. And like I keep saying, I don't gossip about my customers.
Still tell me her name.
Do you know anyone named Lisa?
You're gonna have to be a bit more specific than that.
I believe she came here with Andy at least once.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. Are those two finally together?
I don't know.
Well, they'd better be. They've been making starry eyes at each other for weeks.
Can you tell me about Lisa?
I told you. Sorry.
Okay, fine. You're not
Thanks
going
for
to
your
gossip.
time.
Sure.
Fine. Give me a tiny bit of information. I got hooked on the game and knew I'd get it immediately after playing the first demo back in 2022, so I guess it works. Well, there you go.
Oh, I actually gave you the answer to this earlier. I mentioned Rona Foster.
Yes, actually, I was thinking that.
I forgot. Yeah,
no,
sorry.
don't worry. I have literally. People will not believe this, but I have genuinely played this. But I will, in my defense, I will say I am concentrating on a lot at the moment with the chat.
It was
and
also
with the
3
game.
years ago. It was a small demo 3 years ago. It's
And
totally
there's a
okay.
lot to. It's
what's-
not like I'm just normally playing this where I could just like concentrate on the game. So please don't judge me. I do play a lot of adventure games. I used to know someone at my uni called Oliver Foster.
Oh wow.
This Professor Foster.
It's funny, Rona and Oliver
explosion is going to
Foster
kill
were a
some of
big
her
part of
students
the
5 years
original
from now.
draft of this.
I think it's the same explosion that will kill
But
Lisa
then
Sandman.
now they're
Nozo,
delegated,
can you
they're
confirm?
demoted to just like
NYU kept the
brief
names of the victims away
mentions.
from the
You never
press.
see
The
them.
dates do match up.
But I guess that
So
is
Dr.
going to happen,
Anderson
isn't
wants
it?
to
You,
stop
you
Lisa
have to
from
throw
dying
some
in the
things out
explosion.
Could
to
be.
make it
But again,
condensed.
the explosion is a low priority event. He could have easily applied to make this change legally and professionally. Why do all this?
Dunno. There's something else going on.
something else
Do you have
going
the
on.
address for the NYU Department of Chemistry? Everything seems to be pointing there. I probably should go see what's
We
what.
gotta
Sending
go.
away.
Let's go. Right, we'll see, because we're not too far from the end of this chapter, are we? Or the end of this kind of sequence, anyway. They tend to match my taste pretty well, so I basically had zero concerns about not liking the game. That is fair enough.
Nice touch with Nazo. I can't say why. But
You seeing
know.
this, Nozo?
I think so. Is that Lisa Sandman?
It matches the photograph in young Andy's dormitory. Stand by. I'm gonna get answers.
Oh, thank you, Daddy. That's very nice.
Oh, you're on your second playthrough already. Hello there, Schnitzel Sticks. For the developers' commentary.
Sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. It's just so funny because, like, you know, it's just there's something to an American brain, like hearing like a British person say just bizarre words. It's just automatically hysterically funny. It's like, hello, Schnitzel Sticks. It just sounded just.
Good morrow to you.
It's a funny thing to say anyway, but coming from your accent to an American
Hello
brain,
there, and
it's
just
100
try and
times funnier.
say it as normally as possible. Oh, hello there, Schnitzel Sticks.
It's like that if you're traveling on the tube in London and like this very pleasant, like, you know, female British RP accent going, this train is going to Cockfosters.
I knew you were
And
going to
there's
say
just
that.
Yeah, there's just something very, very funny about
Yeah.
that, especially to an American brain.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
agree.
maybe to Brits as well. I don't know.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think it is. You're on your second playthrough already. Fantastic. For the developers' commentary. Well, you've got a bit
wow.
here as well.
So if you're here, you haven't heard my voice enough already.
Yeah.
And now you're here listening
Excuse
to
me.
more of it.
Sorry,
Lisa.
I was a bit focused.
This is Abby
Who are you?
Wall. She's one of my faves in terms of voice actors. I love working with her.
And thanks for the follow, by the way. I wish more games did the commentary. Yeah, it's kind of a rare thing now, isn't it? You don't get it really. I've seen it in adventure games.
I did it in the Shiva way back when to give it more value, and I found it's like a very narcissistic thing to do. I can just talk about
I'm
myself.
looking for someone.
You're
and
looking for someone.
I find it
in an
fun,
empty school
and
this
people
spring break.
also seem to
Nobody
enjoy
is
it.
supposed to be
Yeah.
here.
Nobody. What about you?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm hiding her?
That's because.
Oh, yeah, like, I
Wait
see.
a minute.
I see.
Let me see your
Yeah,
card.
okay.
My card?
Yeah. If you belong here, you'd have a school ID.
You're gonna have to
card.
move me. I
So,
can't, why am I
let me
ducking
see it.
down like that's
No,
gonna
it's
happen?
like, Dave, that's not going to change anything.
Oh, can you? Wait. How do you know my name?
Oh, lost it.
It was
Lost
you,
it.
wasn't it? You did this.
Yeah, sorry. We discussed earlier that wherever I kind of put Dave on the screen, there's going to be like some bit that's covered, unfortunately. So sorry about that, but I'm sure you're all aware what she looks like.
I need to do what you do and like get a black screen or
Yeah.
a green screen behind me, and then I'd still be blocking Lisa, but
Well.
you'd see more of her.
Please try and calm down. I don't mean you any harm.
Are you serious?
Oh, thank
If
you,
didn't
Nettie.
send
Yeah,
that
I
email,
always
then
loved.
what are you
I started
doing
out with I think
Email.
the Shiva or Blackwell or something.
Are you
where
for real? Or are you
I
just being
included the
cute?
pictures of the
Again,
voice
I have
actors.
no idea.
I think because like I really
Fine. Whatever.
was
You obviously
proud of
don't
the
belong
voice
here,
acting,
but
and I really
neither
wanted
do
to
I.
show them
Tell
all.
You should
nobody
be, yeah.
else here, and I'll do the
And
same.
that sort of, I mean, I always give the actors, I always show the credits to the actors and
Yeah.
say if you prefer a different picture or if you want me to, put up a blank, if you don't want it there, you'll see some of the actors wanted like to be anonymous, so I blacked them out so you can't see them. But yeah, for the most part, I just think it's really cool. I think most games should do that because these characters are just these actors put so much into the characters.
Yeah.
That way. I think it's important that you see them as people. I think that's important.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's a really nice touch.
I'm looking for an older
Thank
gentleman.
you.
He was wearing an NYU hat and sweatshirt.
Huh.
I think I would have remembered seeing someone like that. But I don't know for sure. I'm a bit distracted right now.
Yes.
What exactly are you doing?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
It looks like you're trying to pick the lock of that door.
My
No. Shut up.
notes
I'm
for
not doing
Lisa
anything.
was that
You are literally
she
doing
just
it
very
right
blatantly
now.
lies
Yeah.
and just dares
we all see what we
you
want
to
to
call
see.
her on it. Like she's just, it's like, no, I'm not doing this thing.
I'm
that
clearly
I'm
not
Joe
doing.
Anderson. You probably know him as Andy.
Is that what this is about? Dating my lab
She'll just
partner?
contradict herself in
no
the middle of
idea.
a sentence and be
You
like,
have no idea.
dare you to
Neither do
call her
I.
out on it. That's just, I kind of love how the way that she turned out. She's only there very briefly.
Yeah,
she
but it
just
works.
Turned into one of my favorites. Yeah.
So could you tell me about yourself?
Whilst
Hey,
you're doing this,
total
picking this
stranger.
door.
Do I look like I want to tell you my life story?
Right, sorry. So you're Andy's
Arguing in
customate.
favor of AI.
What?
Nope.
Sorry, his, what's the word, girlfriend?
I think there's a lot of cool things AI can do, but that is not one of them.
And I applaud you for that. And I mean, but also, I can't imagine ever a WadjetEye game doing that, really.
So about Andy.
No, I mean, God, no. I love working with the voice actors too much,
right.
number one.
Yeah.
It's my
sure.
favorite thing to do.
She seems friendly.
She's ignoring me and
Why would I
ignoring
replace
rules.
that? Why-
Sure.
No wonder she and Joe Anderson get along so well. So Joe's clustermate. This
Okay,
Lisa
Laurie,
Sandman.
I really
Any
think
thoughts on
I'm
her?
starting to
Not
flag.
really.
I was going to say, I think
Nothing
it
to
at
say
half
about her.
past.
Just her birthday,
Yeah,
her
so
death date, her
thank you
flight
for having me
history,
on.
and
I
her
appreciate
Thank
you
you,
coming
everyone in
on.
the chat.
The short, simple,
Yeah, thank
and
you, everyone in the
often
chat
unremarkable
for-
life.
Yep.
We can't
Thank you so
chatting.
much,
No.
everyone, for
She
being
has the
in.
time
Let
to
me just
Thank you thank you, chat, for chatting.
Thank you, chat, for your chatting.
Yes. Alrighty. So hopefully I'll see you. Are you going to be at Develop?
Yes,
in
I
the
think
summer?
I am. Yeah, so I'll see you then.
Cool. So hopefully I'll see you there.
Yeah,
Hopefully I'll
definitely.
see you.
And yeah, thank you
Okay.
so much again. It's been lovely having you on. And I'll see you then. And yeah, everyone's sending their love in the chat, as you can see. And if you do,
Aw,
if
thank
you
you.
want to, I mean, people already, I'm sure, follow you everywhere. But if there's any particular places you want,
I'm very online.
Yeah.
I'm not hard to find. Like I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky. I have a Discord. The link is in the bio on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm also still on Facebook. I'm also still on Instagram, although I don't use it much.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, just Google me. You'll find me.
and
It's not hard.
Discord as well. There's a WadjetEye Discord.
Yes, Discord.
Brilliant. All right, Dave. Thank you
Alrighty.
so much. I appreciate you
Thank
hanging
you.
on.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. It's been really fantastic having you on. I'll let you head off. Thank you so much.
Right on.
Bye.
Good night. Bye, Laura.
Lovely stuff. And let me just go to this, and you're probably going to see a weird thing at the moment. Yeah, that is Dave's thing. Ah, good stuff. Thank you so much, Dave. I should say that because I had said to him, "It's cool. You can just pop on for an hour if you want." I think he probably thought I was going to finish this chapter, bless him. But there was so much chatting and so much people in the chat wanting to say things. I didn't really want to move the game forward too much because, you know, obviously I didn't want to interrupt what was happening in the game and also interrupt what Dave was saying. So I appreciate Dave hanging on for that anyway. It was really nice to have him just like getting some insights into everything. So if I'm right, I don't think I'm too far off this end part, I think. So I might stay on and do like another sort of a little bit, just see where we are. I can't quite remember though. I will say yes. I was finding it hard sometimes when I was having to read stuff, but also obviously Dave was chatting and then people were in the chat. So I didn't want to. I'm so sorry if it looked like I was kind of being a bit thick there with some of the things. It's not that. It's just that there was a lot of things to concentrate on. But yeah, obviously if you don't, I'm sure you are already in the WadjetEye Game Discord. Do check him out there. I'm sure you all kind of follow him and all these things. I will say I have a Discord, if that's of any interest to anyone, where I kind of post when I'm on next. The next stream I'm going to be doing will be 7th Guest, which me and another streamer friend are continuing. We're about halfway through that. Very different retro style of adventure game. We're going to be playing that on Thursday. I will attempt to be a bit better at solving things. Thanks for that puzzle. Yes, we're not a fan of the chess puzzles, I have to say, in that game. Not doing the best with that, let's say. Right, should I help her?
I need to gain Lisa's trust, Nozzo. She won't speak to me otherwise. I think I need to help her.
Do what you think is necessary. I'll keep an eye out.
Right.
Stand by.
I'll be here.
Is there anything else I can look at around here? I don't think I can.
Excuse me.
What?
Yeah, I can't.
So about...
Look, you want me to...
Yeah, okay. Let's just
Well,
going.
Sure. What?
The good thing is now I can skip through the dialogue that I've already spoken because I was like, I don't want to do that when Dave is here. I can't be doing that.
If I want to leave,
I can use the door. Right, okay. I think that's for later, isn't it? What else have we got here? But yeah, so that's the next thing I'm going to be doing. But and if you do want to check out the YouTube, so I'm going to put this, all of this stuff, I'm going to leave the VOD on YouTube. So if you do want to follow me there, I've spoken to lots of lovely other people as well, including Ron Gilbert about Return to Monkey Island, talked to Tim Schafer about Psychonauts. Lots of great adventure game classics on there, so do check that out. More recently, Lucas Pope about Return of the Obra Dinn. Right, so Oliver Foster, I've already looked that up, haven't I? But yeah, but that's the next stream will be Seventh Guest. Hopefully finishing it, we'll see. I normally stream in the evening, so we'll see how far we get, but I don't think she's going to tell me anymore because she's just going to say I don't gossip about people, isn't she?
Can you tell me?
I told. Sorry.
I thought so. Anything else?
Look, but I really. He comes. That's it.
Yeah, I think
So,
she's just
can
going
you
to say
tell-
the
you
same.
already-
Yeah,
And like.
Thanks for your time.
Sure.
fine. Yes, so check me out on there. I think I've got to do something else where I was then. I don't have my hint system anymore. I think you could finish the chapter in about 15-20 minutes. Oh, Chris, you put the pressure on me now. Now I do remember this being like the last scene, and then there's the fire escape.
The door is quite ob.
So let me. What if I
The
give this?
multi-tool is currently.
Yes.
If you'll allow me.
Huh?
There we
I have
go.
some experience
That's what we
with
gotta
this sort
do.
of thing.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
That's what we gotta do.
Sure. Knock yourself out.
There you go.
Ugh, thank God. Seriously, you're a lifesaver.
What did I just allow there?
My good deed for the day.
Funny you should say that.
Why?
Whatever you changed, it did literally nothing.
So the ripples were marginal?
Not marginal, non-existent.
Is that unusual?
Normally, no. But with a walking paradoxical anomaly on the loose, well, I'll keep monitoring. Just in case.
I think I'll join you.
Come on, come on, come on. Password locked. Seriously? Jeez Louise, Prof, where's the trust?
Everything all right?
No.
Everything all right there? Of course, we love a post-it note with a password. Remember what Dad was always looking through. Also, log off when you're done. RHO. Bro, leaving this to remind you again because I know you forgot again. Remember what Dad was always looking through. Interesting.
Excuse me.
What?
What exactly is on that computer?
None of your damn business. Sorry. You helped me out.
I did help
Shouldn't have
you
snapped
to
like
get
that.
into here.
Someone
Thanks
hacked
very
into
much.
my email account and sent my prof a nasty letter under my name. I'm trying to get into her computer and delete it before she sees it, so you see why I'm freaking out a little bit here.
So, what was in this email?
I think we know.
I really don't want to say. It got really personal. Stuff I don't think is true, but maybe could be. I don't know either way. I just don't want Professor Foster to see it.
If I can help.
Maybe I can help.
You think you know the password?
I really need to learn more about Andy.
I must learn more.
But I don't have the bandwidth. Sorry.
Okay, fine. So I'm going to have to help her first.
Sure.
So this is talking. This is obviously what it's saying. So remember what Dad was always looking through. Always log off when you're done. Reminder. So Rose left that. Remind us. So And that was Rona Foster who's left that. Fundamentals of modern bioprocessing. Could it be this pathway?
Can I have a go?
For real?
Oh, that's interesting. What? So it's only, you can only use these, so you can't type, you've got to use these. Oh! That's interesting. I guess that's a way of doing it so that you, I guess as Dave was saying, if you have to, you know, if you're using a controller, you can still do this, but it's not like you're having to type anything in to make it easier. Well, that's blasted out the pathway thought. This was that, that's that. Enter password. Okay.
Sorry.
Right. Goldtech Science Center. I've probably got to look up his name, haven't I? Ah, Zeus. Aha! Let's try that.
Can I have another?
Sure.
Just like, can I have a go again? I think I might have cracked it this time. Let's try this. That's cool that it changes so that there's no way you can...
Holy crispy crap.
Yes,
You did
man.
it.
She's still
Here,
got
let me
it.
at that thing. Come on. Come on. And deleted. Oh,
Hello,
that was
Rebby.
effing close. Jesus. Let's get out of here.
We got there in the end, folks. We got there.
Hey, you coming?
I guess.
I should speak with Lisa first.
Yeah, true.
Lisa,
Yeah?
you promised to speak to me about Andy.
Oh.
Must
Yeah.
know about
Sorry.
Andy.
What did you want to know?
Can you tell me anything about Joe? Or Andy, rather?
Why? You said neither of us were in trouble, right?
That is correct. Neither of you are in trouble. Right now.
Wait, is this about the roof? Because everybody does that. You shouldn't single him out.
The roof?
The roof?
Yeah, our lab group did some atmospheric analysis tests up there. We need to be high up.
And that's against the rules?
Technically, yeah. We're not supposed to use that fire escape unless there's an actual fire. But do you know how many students live in a building with roof access? None in my lab group, but that's for sure.
Well, I won't say anything if you won't.
Like I said, everybody does it.
So your Andy knows about the roof as well?
My Andy, huh? Yeah, he definitely knows about it.
Not coming across
It's
as
where we
weird at
first-
all here.
Hey, you know what? Never mind.
Have you been clustered, dating him long?
Not long. Just 2 weeks? Or maybe 1 week? Not sure if spring break week counts. Whatever. I say it counts. 2 weeks.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. I probably owe you my future diploma. Heck, my future, period.
Your future. Of
Ooh.
course.
I'm gonna head out now. I just want to get drunk and forget this happened. You want to join? I'll buy. It's the least I can do.
That's all right. You take care.
Back at ya. Thanks again.
I love how she's not sort of
You're welcome.
at any point being like, and who are you by any chance? Yeah, exactly, orthogonal, yeah. Oh, here we are. Well, well.
Hello, Joe.
Ah, I knew you'd find me. I mean, you had to find me. I just needed a bit of time, and that's what I got.
I'd really suggest that you stop talking.
Sure. It doesn't really matter anyway. I did what I needed to do.
Do what, exactly?
I saved her.
By her, I assume you mean Lisa.
You know about Lisa? How? There was almost nothing in the historical archive about her. I checked many times. It's like history forgot all about her.
You didn't hire us just for a meal, did you?
Oh, that was part of it. Going back to the flare was nice.
Yes. It was nice, wasn't it? Especially when you ran off and put my entire department on high alert.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put you through all this. I really am. But it doesn't matter now. I got her kicked out. I got her away from here. That's the important thing.
You hacked her email.
You know about that too? Yes. It was me. She gave me her password once to grab some files when her phone died. I still remember it after all this time.
Well, she'll be happy to know that her trust wasn't misplaced.
You don't understand. I had to do it. Lisa died, will die, in a chemical explosion right here in this building. But not anymore. I changed it. There's no way Professor Foster will hire Lisa
About
now.
that!
Not after she reads that email. Lisa won't be here when it happens. She'll be safe.
You could have done this legally. We receive requests to save people from death all the time. Why didn't you make one yourself?
You think I didn't try that? My request was rejected.
Rejected? Why? Her timeline importance rating was low enough.
Sure. Her life wasn't important according to your precious
Hello,
board of
Random.
directors. But her death? No. That had to be set in stone. They couldn't take the risk that Lisa surviving wouldn't affect my life. My life and all my precious accomplishments.
Your accomplishments were important, or will be. Your medical advances saved millions of lives. That's a legacy worth preserving. It must be preserved.
And shouldn't I be the one who determines that? Why should my legacy come at the price of her life? I loved her, you know? We were only together for a handful of years, but my whole life, it was always her. I've never stayed clustered with anyone for very long. I was always too busy. Too busy changing the world, too busy making a fortune. But none of it, not a single minute of it.
It's Sally
None of it held a
Beaumont's
candle
too random.
to being with her. Whatever happens now, saving her, it was worth it. You don't need to shoot. I'll go back quietly.
Well, I'm afraid I do need to shoot.
I said I'll go back quietly.
This is the way it has to be, Joe. You broke your PFE. I couldn't bring you back even if I wanted to.
I see. Well, yes, that makes sense. I don't suppose you could just leave me here. I'll be dead in 6 months anyway. Can you at least give me that?
After everything you've done, do you really think that's an option?
No, I suppose it's not. Do it then. Lisa's safe. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
She is safe, right? Could you check that for me before you do it?
There's been no change for you. Just do what you need to do.
Ooh, now here we go. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Kemi Fox. If you have popped in for the Dave Gilbert stream, he's just left us. I don't mean he's passed away. I mean as in he's left the stream. But if you did want to watch that back, there will be a VOD up on YouTube. I'm just going to check it's all uploaded on YouTube. So that will be up there in about an hour or so. But welcome. I am still playing Old Skies. I thought I'd at least finish this chapter. I'm just going to say she's safe. What's the point of just making him feel terrible before he dies?
Sure, Joe. She's safe.
You answered awfully fast.
Did I?
Yes. Check for
Oh,
real.
come on, guy.
Please.
Just... Thanks. Watch the interview and I'm sticking around. Oh, great. Oh, thank you very much in that case. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound kind of dismissive of that. That's not what I meant at all. I just meant as in, I didn't know if you'd just joined and were looking for that. Sorry. That's not what I meant at all.
There's very little information about her in the historical
Thank you.
record. Remember? We can't know for sure.
But there is a record of her dying in the explosion. If she doesn't die, then her record would have changed. You call it a ripple, right? Can't you check for a ripple?
There are no ripples, Fia. Please, don't drag this out any longer than you have to.
Okay, so the game definitely wants me to either do a terrible thing or...
She is safe, as I said.
I know flippancy when I hear
Okay.
it. What
Mate,
really happened?
What do you want me to do here?
We managed to delete that email in time.
What?
We snuck into Professor Foster's office. We deleted it. It's gone.
No, you didn't.
Well, I
We
tried
found
to...
no changes in the historical record. If history deems that she dies here, she will die here.
You monster. I have to go back and try again. Get out of my way. Let me go back, please.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, you don't call me Joe.
Oh.
Not anymore. If me being a doctor is so important, then you call me Dr. Anderson.
Yeah, well, that's right. You know what? That's it, mate.
You okay?
I tried my
dandy,
best there.
Rizzo. Just tickety-boo.
You think it was right to tell him?
I didn't see the harm in it.
You did what you had to do, Fia.
Yeah.
The brass is going to be happy, for whatever that's worth.
At least somebody will be. Ready to come home.
Right. Stand by.
I know, I'm a terrible person, aren't I? Rip.
And timefall in 3, 2, 1.
Tasker was referring to Lamplight City.
Timefall successful. Powering down. Welcome back, Fia.
Hey, it's about time you two finished. Who wants drinks? Okay, what's wrong?
Are we that obvious?
With all due respect, yes.
Hello,
I didn't
Tasko.
spend all those years training you for nothing. I know when something's up. So, spill it.
The client pulled a code 3-2.
Oh, so he...
Yes, he did.
What a total socket. In that case, the answer is both of you.
Answer?
To my question, who wants drinks? Am I right? I'm usually right.
Yes, you are definitely right.
Nazo?
Sounds great, but I need to be up early for a meeting with the brass in the morning. High-profile client like this, it's gonna be a media circus.
Listen, CXZUK, I hesitated many times. I wanted to at least let him know that his sister was safe, that he felt good about it, but what can I say? The game did not let me. I need to play Lamplight City sometime soon. Oh, you do? Yes, what you think of your Prim? Can we get a little shout out for Nettie, by the way, if we've got any mods in the chat? If not, I'll give you a shout out in a sec.
You want to face the brass sober. You're braver than me.
She's right. This is a medical necessity.
It looks really cool,
Besides,
doesn't it?
what are they gonna do? Fire the only chrono monitor in all of New York?
Okay.
Come
I
on, have a
surrender.
drink.
How about JVs?
Sounds good to me.
It's settled then. To JVs.
Yes, let's drink our problems away.
Ah, just a tick. Just need to change.
I'd like if I
And
could
they've
change
gone.
like that. Right, let's leave that there. I think that's a good time to pause. Let's just do a sec. I think that. I like Prim so far. It's fun. The art style is really neat. Now, did that? Yes, that did. I just wanted to make sure that actually did. Yes, it is really cool. And the story is really cool as well. Close the game. Lovely stuff. So I am definitely going to stream more of this as well. And continue Rosewater. I've got that and I've got Rosewater on. So I've got both those things on. And finishing off 7th Guest. So that's the next thing we're going to do on Thursday is finish off 7th Guest with the lovely Ruby. Let me give you a little shout out, Nettie. I don't know if we've got any mods around, or they might not have heard me mention it. So there you go. Follow Nettie as well, who also plays lots of lovely adventure games. You should definitely check them out. They've just, I think, finished, or they're nearly finished with Old Skies. Nearly beaten Expedition 33. Oh, yeah. My best mate, Ben Starr, yeah. He's a good guy, isn't he? You finish Old Skies, fantastic. Good stuff. I'll probably do bits and bobs of it on stream. I might not play the entire game on stream because just, you know, with like everything going on. But thank you so much, everybody, for being on YouTube. Thank you for being on Twitch. I will say goodbye to YouTube now. Because you're not going to raid with me into another Twitch stream. So bye, YouTube. Thank you very much. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/.